freshman or sophomore.
Test. There we go.
Moss Point Tigers have won the toss and deferred to the second half. Representing Gautier as the captain is number 47, Caleb Beavers. Just remember, fans, at no time during the game or at the end of the game is anyone allowed on the field. Please stand, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem by the Moss Point High School Band. All right, let's get ready for some football.
All right, welcome everybody to Jerry Alexander Stadium here in Moss Point, Mississippi, named after longtime coach Jerry Alexander, as the Gautier Gators come in 1-0 to take on the Moss Point Tigers. The Tigers came up a little bit short of 6A Ocean Springs last week, looking to get in the win column for the first time here tonight. Gautier looking to stop them from doing that. The pregame toss, which was held by Reuben Lee, senior quarterback for Moss Point, and Caleb Beavers for Gautier. Moss Point won the toss, elected to defer, so Gautier will receive the ball first this evening. Coming off of a huge win last week and a standout performance from the offensive line and sophomore quarterback Caden Irvin, who was also Sun Herald Player of the Week this week after that performance, looking to keep that momentum rolling. You see Moss Point heading out to take the field as Gautier will receive this kick. Looking for a lot of action tonight on the offensive side of the ball with the spread offense we saw from the Gators last week. Again, number 2, your senior quarterback, Reuben Deuce Lee, and then you have your senior running back, Marco Booker, that are going to be looking to do some damage tonight and try to find the win column for the first time. We see the ball spot. We get ready to take the opening kick now. Looking towards the backfield there, we see Colby Packnett to the center, who also had a good game, not a lot on the ground, but some receiving, some other great plays last week. Whistle blows. Here we go to start the first quarter here in Moss Point. The kick is up rather short. It's going to take a bounce. That's going to be fielded by Xavion Payne. He looks to be wrestled down about the 36-yard line. Yes, Xavion Payne with a return, another young man that had a standout week last week. A little bit on the ground and a lot through the air, as we'll take our first look at the Gautier Gator offense. 1st and 10 from the 35.5-yard line. We see the Moss Point defense come out onto the field tonight. A lot of help, they said, last week to contain that score from senior free safety Dedrick McClendon. Also looking to help contain what we have going on with this Gautier spread offense, the new look we have from them. Okay, so we've seen the same opening play for a one-pass touchdown in both of Gautier's games so far. We snap, it's up. Caden puts it in the air. It's tipped and nearly intercepted. He was looking there for Colby Packnett over the top. Again, tipped by 2 Tigers. Nearly intercepted, but bobbled. So we see 2nd down and 10 now from the 35.5, and I wonder, they're going to stay with a lot of the same game plan. Coach did say maybe mix in a little more of the groundwork for Packnett this evening, so we'll see if they go to him here or if they keep the ball in the air. Caden calls for the snap. Packnett rolls out. Caden's under pressure. He does dump off to Packnett, who's a catch, and he plows forward, bounces off 2 or 3 tackles for a gain of 5. When he should have been hit for about a 2-yard gain there. Again, just a tough kid, hard downhill runner, excellent pass catcher out of the backfield. Turned what should not have been much on that play into now a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 5 here on the 40-yard line for the Gators. We see Cumbest alone at the bottom, 3 wide up top. Irvin calls for the ball. We do see what looks like a false start on Gautier. Whistle, it's blown dead. We'll see what and they are marking it off. Illegal procedure on the Gators. So 3rd and 5 now, back to 3rd and 10. You can see everybody checks the sideline. It looks like the formation does stay the same. 3 wide up top with Cumbest alone on the bottom. Packnett in the backfield with Irvin now, 3rd and 10 after the penalty. Irvin calls for the ball. Offensive line holds up in the pocket. Pass downfield is juggled and dropped. Just could not be held on to by Payne there on that route. And say a great pass there, and defense on the play there. Price made a great play on the ball. 4th and 10 now. The punting unit does come on, and it looks like Moss Point will have their first offensive possession with the ball. So again, you're going to see a very hungry Moss Point Tigers team after the game last week with Ocean Springs, and a Gator team looking to keep their momentum going. So the ball is spotted, 4th and 10 here on the 35-yard line. We see the blown dead there again, penalty flag. We're going to see what the official mark is there. Looks like possibly another illegal procedure. Or we'll see here. Illegal substitution. for the Gators. So now 4th down and 15. Ball should be spotted on the 30. And it is. So now we have it 4th and 15. Back in play. See, kicking unit on. Call for the ball. The kick is up. End over end, and it looks like it's going to take a Gautier bounce, and it does as it comes across the 30 to about the 26-yard line. It is on the official spot. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers, as we're going to see their offense have a chance to take the field for the first time tonight. Again, Ruben Deuce Lee, senior quarterback, 6'1", tremendous athlete, great young man. Marco Booker, the senior running back that they have this evening. And then you have, Tough in the junior wide receiver that's out there with him also. Just a very potent, high-powered Moss Point offense. And we're going to see if the Gator defense can contain like they did last week against the Hancock Hawks. Line up here to see their first offensive possession with the ball. Look, checks, one in motion. Deuce calls for the ball. They do put it in the air in the backfield. Looks like a trick play. It's then fired up top, but overthrown and intercepted by the Gautier Gators. And it looks like it's going to now be again 1st and 10. Gautier on about the 42-yard line. Again, a trick play they try, a back reverse lateral there. It was Shamari Carroll, sophomore cornerback, with the interception there. The trick play a little out of hand, the ball just a touch overthrown, and he was right there to catch it. So it's first play interception, turnover there, and it is 1st and 10, Gautier Gators. Again, a lot of big help last week in being able to control the turnover game, with Hancock having a lot to do with their ability to score during that game. Irvin calls for the ball on this possession. Pass dumped off there for a short gain, screen pass of about 1 or 2 to Packnett. Looks like it's going to be good for half a yard there. 2nd and 9 upcoming right here. Price on the stop for Moss Point. So we have 2nd down and a very long 8 or a short 9. Again, we look to go to the air. Again, the catch is made there. Curl. Looked like Hawthorne was on the tackle. We have now 3rd down and 4 for Gautier. Waiting on the official spot of the ball. And same spread formation package here. Now they do roll out Packnett in motion. The pass is caught there, looking to get around the edge. A little bit of a stutter step by Cumbus. It looks like he's going back into the field. We're going to see where the official spot is. It looks like it's going to be just enough for Tyrese Cumbus. I'm sure Coach may have a little bit to say to him after that play. Let's see where the official spot is. They may have to bring the chains out on this, or is it going to be short by just a touch? We'll see what the official call is. He's asking for the chains here. They're going to bring him out, and if he is, it's going to be a nose of a football short, and there's no question in my mind that Coach High is going to go for it right here. Cumbus waving his hand, obviously thinking he's got it. Had the edge, looked like we had the 1st down, then circled back into the field to play. Backed up a little bit there, so we'll see what the chains say. They're bringing him out right now. And so we see about 5 plays now out of the Gautier Gator offense, and we put it in the air every single time in this new spread formation. Irvin taking a second to regroup with the guys and see the plan of action here, and they are going to say it is just enough for a 1st down for Cumbus. So it is going to be 1st and 10 now on about the Tiger 48-yard line. Just enough on that pass there. So again, good running, good hands by Cumbus, and just enough for the 1st down.
Ball's at the Tiger 48.
The official spot is the 48-yard line. Gautier offense comes back to the line of scrimmage. See, Caden checks the play. And we've got Packnett in the backfield with him. Everybody set, spread formation. Irvin calls for the ball. We do keep it on the ground this time, and Colby Packnett plows ahead for a gain of about 4. It appears should be a 2nd and 6 right here. Brown on the stop. Packnett just lowers his head and gets the 4-yard gain there. We'll see if they don't go back to him on this one to shorten up that 3rd down. And again, a tough downhill runner impacting it. So you see, calls for the ball. We're going to keep it on the ground. He goes downfield there. It's like possibly Payne again, should be more than enough. Is Larson, who's full on the reception there. Yep, number 84, Larson full. It's going to be a first down and a yard or so more, so that should be enough to get these chains moved for Gautier again. See where the official spot is. And well, it looks like we're backing up. Okay, looks like we had an ineligible downfield on the play. Laundry came in late on the far side, didn't see the flag. So now that takes us from a first down and 10 to a second down and about 13, just on the far side of the 50-yard line, the 49.5 here. They're going to check the play. It was a great reception by Larson Full there. Enough yardage for the first down for sure. Called back on penalty there, ineligible. Same package here. Irvin calls for the ball. He looks, and he goes deep and just cannot get it there to Xavier Payne. It attempted for Payne there, broken up on a dive. And so we would be looking at a 3rd and 13 here. Good coverage coming downfield there, and I'm sure some of the tape watch from last week, and the cornerback so far doing a decent job at least containing this spread offense of Gautier. Line up, Irvin calls for the ball, 3rd down and long. It's like he incomplete pass again there, looking for Aiden Morgan, and a little bit behind him, and I think Aiden Clapp, when he turned around, the route was just a little bit off, so 4th down and long here. We line out and swap.
Oh, we had a loss of down.
And with the ineligible downfield, we had a loss of down there, and I think the announcer here realized it just about the same time I did, so that's actually going to be a turnover on downs right there, and it's going to give the ball back to the Moss Point Tiger offense on their own 49-yard line right on the nose of the 50. With the ineligible, we did lose that down. I think we both lost track of that here. So they look to spread the field out a little bit themselves, and it's back, and we've got play blown there, play is stopped. Looks like it's going to be a legal procedure called against the Tigers, so they're going to walk it off for 5 now. Going to be a 1st and 15 from about the 45, 44 and 3/4 yard line. So see, Gator defense having a little bit of time to reset and get adjusted here. Looks like Moss Point spreads things out again. Going to be the second chance to work for Reuben Lee, senior quarterback. Around, he calls for the ball there. They keep it on the ground trying to get an edge, and there is a hole there for Booker. Looks like he's going to be good for a gain of about 3.5 or 4 yards on that one. Going to be, or Giselle with the carry, or pickup of about 8, so he gets the penalty back, and looking now at a 2nd and 7, very short 7, very long 6, as the Tigers come back out to the field. Keeping it on the ground that time. Gators expect and pass. He was able to find the edge there. But a lot better, a solid tackling out of the Gators this year than we've seen in the last few of the years. A lot more discipline we see as some of these defensive players mature. It's a fake there, and it looks like Booker's going to keep it himself. He finds a little bit of a hole, a little bit of running room there, and it looks like it's going to be enough yardage for a Moss Point Tiger first down. He's brought down on the play by Caleb Beaver, senior defensive end, 6'2", 230, just massive young man, but not before there was just enough yardage to get him to the first down. Calls for the ball again. Again, they keep it on the ground. This time the Gators a little bit better job of sniffing that run out. Going to be good for maybe a yard, yard and a half on that one. Xavier Dean, and they call it no gain, so we're going to be looking at a 2nd down and 10. Again, we'll see if the Tigers go back to the air or opt to keep it on the ground for this one to give advantage of the shift. So we're waiting here, 6:47 left to go in the first quarter, still scoreless here at Jerry Alexander Stadium in Moss Point. lined up, 2nd down and 10. Reuben Lee taking his time, calls for the ball. They do keep it on the ground and run it again up the middle. A gain of about 4.5 or 5 yard lines. Jabarius on the carry. And it looks like they are going to give ball about a gain of 4. So going to be a 3rd down and 6 right here. See if the Gators can contain and take a shot at getting the ball back, or if Moss Point will go ahead this deep in the field and go for it. And again, they keep it on the ground, hoping to get the first. Shakes off a couple of would-be tackles there. Brought down well short of the 1st down marker, though. It was Brown with the carry. And it looks like had a 4th down and 4 there. Senior Xavier Dean had a shot at it, couldn't quite get him wrapped up. They're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to come back to a 4th and 4 here. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to play in the first quarter. So far, just what we expected out of this game. Both teams are really showing a lot of grit this evening. For the Gautier Gators, very important that they keep this momentum going. And for the Moss Point Tigers, very important that they try to get in the win column tonight. Moss Point, due to the virus, has been a little bit difficult as they've been in an all-virtual schooling environment. And again, these young men just happy to be out here playing ball. Hopefully everybody's staying healthy, but a little bit different for their training and the bonding that typically comes with being in school together that these young men hadn't had this year. We come back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, 4 yards. 5 minutes and 55 left to go. They come to the line of scrimmage. Play clock started here. Gautier defense looking for a big stop and a turnover on downs to give Caden Irvin and the offense another shot at the ball. So you see Reuben looks back over at the sidelines, checks the play. Jamarius Brown, the sophomore, swaps to the other side with him. It is snapped. It looks like they will go to the air this time. It's a pass. Looks to be overthrown and nearly intercepted. It is incomplete. It is going to be a turnover on downs. Gautier will take over here now. They'll respot the chains the other direction. See Irvin, Packnett, and Cumbest come out and try it one more time. See if they can get Gautier on the board for the first time this evening. Official spot's going to be right about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line, 1st and 10, 5:25 left to play. Quick huddle up on the sidelines. The Moss Point defense comes out. A little bit of hands on hips already, which you expect, having to keep up with a spread offense. And the Gators have seen a lot of success with it this year. You see trips up top, and again comes by himself down on the bottom. Irvin calls for the ball. Xavier Payne was able to come down with the ball. It looked for a second like he bobbled it, but he did. It's going to be more than enough for a Gator first down. They're going to come across midfield to about the Moss Point 46.5-yard line, 47-yard line. Fantastic catch by Xavier Payne. It was unclear whether he was able to hang on to that one through all the contact, and he did. 1st and 10, Irvin calls for the ball. We put it in the air again, and that pass is complete as we move across the middle of the field a second time.
Pass is complete.
And so a second straight incomplete pass. Morgan with the catch on that one across the middle of the field again. And I see a little bit more success running those routes than we were having on the outside edges. So we see coming to the line of scrimmage again, 1st and 10, and not going to let off the gas here. Trips up top, Cumbest alone by himself. We see Colby Packnett goes in motion, and he gets the pass behind the line of scrimmage. He's got a hold. That's going to be another Gator first down. Packnett with amazing hands, and that is just a lot of young man to have running downhill at you. He's tough and hard to bring down. Waiting on the official sign there on where the marker is, and it looks like they're going to mark him about a yard short, say that he went out of bounds there. Irvin calls for the ball, doesn't have a ton of room. He backpedals, decides to send it up the far sideline. Incomplete, broken up. Give Moss Point defense just a second to breathe. Going to bring up a 3rd down and about 2 right here for the Gators. We'll see if we go back to the air, if we're going to keep it on the ground and let Colby Packnett work and get this first down. I'm sure he's looking to the sideline saying, hey, Coach, feed me a little bit. Look over, he and Irvin both. See Larson Full coming back around to the slot. That split form. Packnett in the backfield. Call for the ball. They do indeed give it to him. He does indeed find the hole and then some. He cuts to the outside. The 5, and that is going to be a Gautier Gator touchdown on the ground by Colby Packnett. Second and a very short 3, long 2, and he bounces to the outside, cuts back across the other side of the field, and finds his way to the end zone. Like I said a minute ago, looking to the sideline saying, hey, Coach, feed me. When you give that young man the ball, good things happen. When you run the spread offense, there's holes for a young man like that to run the ball. 6-0 Gautier now, 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the very first quarter here. Jerry Alexander Stadium as we set up for the extra point. Lopez puts it up. Kick is up. Kick is good. 7-0 for your Gautier Gators here at Jerry Alexander. We're going to get set up to kick off and give Moss Point another shot on offense. You know, a lot of speed coming out of both teams. A lot of very aggressive offense coming out of both teams. Gautier finally able to capitalize on that drive. 2 big passes over the middle of the field that moved the ball about 30 yards. Set up for the big run, you know, to get that touchdown by Packnett, bouncing outside the edge, then coming all the way across the field and getting just inside the goal line there to put Gators on the board first. At 4 minutes and 8 seconds left here, we're going to see if Moss Point, what they can come up with to rally back from this. But Gautier defense has been standing strong again this evening. Challenged with the run just a few times, but no major plays have been given up. Still very solid tackling, very short defense by Gautier, and they're going to look to continue that right here. Again, a confidence boost, I would say, not an arrogance, but a confidence coming after a decisive win against the Hancock Hawks at home last week. Again, with the quarterback, Caden Irvin, Son Harold, player of the week, but phenomenal play by the offensive line all the way around then, all the way tonight. Moss Point just not able to get it done with Ocean Springs, knowing they are hungry. They do have high expectations for themselves this year. We line up. We try for the onside kick there. It is recovered by Moss Point. Little squig kick going to be officially marked at about the 41 yard line.
At the own 41 yard line.
So it will be 1st and 10 on the 41 for the Tigers as they take the field here with just a few minutes left to go in the first quarter. Going to try to answer back to that Gautier touchdown from just a moment ago. Ruben Deuce-Lee under center as he comes here with Jamarius Brown. Splitting time at running back this evening and having a good night himself. You know, we lined up here a little bit of spread formation from the Tigers as well right here. It does look like they are going to put the ball in the air. Not a lot of room there. The catch is being called incomplete. Looked like he had it, dropped it when he rolled over. It was Ladarius Matthews, junior wide receiver, and he just could not quite hold on to it going to the ground right there. 2nd down and 10. 41 yard line for the Tigers, 3:55 here to play in the first quarter. It's a great pass there by Deuce-Lee. It was on the money. I mean, a little bit low for Matthews, and he just couldn't quite keep control as he went to the ground with that one. So he calls for the ball there. We will keep it on the ground. Gautier sniffs it out. He's able to roll out of a couple of tackles there, and he does end up carrying for possibly a 2 yards of gain there on what should have been a loss of 1 or 2. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 here. Some good spinning out of tackles right there on that play. The defense not able to get him in the backfield. We had a few hands on him. A very critical 3rd down and 8 for Moss Point right here early in the game. But again, not wanting to get behind, you know, more than one possession to this Gautier Gator offense, especially after the outing that they had last week. So we're looking here as they line up. Got Fizel, the sophomore, running back in the backfield with him. They do end up pass. The pass is complete. It is going to be short by about a yard. Pass caught by Jaden Matthews, the senior wide receiver. It is complete. Going to be short by about 4th and 2 here, short about 2 yards of the first down. There's no question that the Tiger offense will stay on the field and try to move the chains here. 2 minutes and 40 left. It looks like a neutral zone infraction, and it has that 5-yard penalty will be enough to move the chains for the Moss Point Tigers. So the first down does come on the count there. Good job by the senior quarterback, Reuben Lee. Getting the movement there, the Gators in the neutral zone, and getting the first down on penalty yardage there. 1st and 10 now. We're about the 46-yard line. Line up, and again, we still have sophomore Fiesel, running back, that is with Reuben Lee in the backfield. The ball is snapped. It is going to be another pass. They're going for all of it right here. And it is complete, and it is a touchdown. Moss Point Tigers. Looks like Millender on the reception. Reuben Lee to Chanton Millender, the senior wide receiver there. So it is 7-6 now. Gautier Gators as they line up for the extra point. A very well placed ball, good catch. The coverage was there. The ball was just placed perfectly. And so we now have 7-6 Gautier Gators. They line up for the extra point to try to tie things up here. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first quarter as they try to even it up here with Gautier. Again, Moss Point choosing to defer so they could receive the kick after half, wanting to try to keep this at a one-possession game at best, so they would be able to capitalize on that coming into the second half. The kick is up. The kick is good, just inside the right upright. Had to wait and take a look at that one. It looked dicey for a second. So it's tied up 7-7 now. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Gautier's going to take the field now and see if they can march back down and answer back. So the kicking team start to take the field here on what is thankfully not cool, but much cooler and less humid night than we had last Friday in the swamp. Sideline huddle up there by Moss Point, starting to take the field here. Gautier preparing for the kick. See Xavier Payne, Colby Packnett spread out across the back of the field, ready to return the kick. Waiting for the ball to be spotted here. So here we have it, lined up. Ball is going to be in play. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first quarter. Spotted down as Gautier looks to receive, capitalize, and put points on the board before the end of this first quarter. Booker with the kick. Xavier Payne is going to have the reception. He's going to take and he's going to bounce the ball outside. He's got a little bit of a hole there before he's wrapped up. Going to be around the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. 1st and 10 Gautier. 2 minutes and 1 second left to play here. First down and 10. Looks like officially the 38-yard line. First down and 10 for Gautier. They found their rhythm a little bit more on that last drive. I look for them to keep that kind of tempo and that kind of pace, as that's what has been successful for them in the last two games, the first non-conference and then the Jamboree game the week before that. They come to the line here, spread. Packnett in the backfield with Irvin. He calls for the ball. We look to keep it in the air, looking for Cumbest. He can't bring it down. A lot of contact there, but mutual the whole way down the field. No flag on the play. Don't think there needed to be one. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now with 1 minute and 55 left to play. As we swap the field now and have Cumbest alone at the bottom, trips up top. Packnett goes in motion. He looks, we do get the ball to Cumbest this time, looking to use his speed, but it is read by the Tigers the entire way and is actually going to turn into a loss of 5 or 6 yards. Cumbest just not able to get his way out of traffic across the field. It looks like a loss of about 5 or 6. 3rd down and 15 upcoming here with 1 minute and 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter. around a little bit more pressure, close coverage being played by the Tigers now. We'll see with an empty backfield if they look to take a shot downfield and capitalize on that. Again, they are looking downfield and just a little bit too high for Packnett to bring down right there. And so 4th down and 15 now. You see the offense make their way off the field. Kicking team will come on. Again, good route running by Packnett. Good pass by Irving, just a little bit out of reach. So looks like Millender back deep to receive the kick as the kicking team does come on for Gautier. Minute and 7 seconds to play here in this first quarter. Looks like Laura's going to have a shot at the punt here. You know, still sifting through some things with the kicking situation for Gautier. Roberto's going to give it his best shot. Snaps a little bit high. He brings it down, and a good punt there as it also takes a Gator bounce across the 30 to the 25 before it comes to rest at about the 22-yard line. So a great job by Laura on that kick. Again, a young man that's not familiar to the position at all. So they'll have 53 seconds to work in this first quarter. 1st and 10, Moss Point takes over on their own 22. Gautier Gator defense comes to the field. After an interception on the first possession, it's been a back-and-forth boxing match. Both teams able to score on their last possession up until Gautier has to kick it away this time. We'll see what the Tigers bring out on offense as Ruben Lee steps back under center, calls for the ball. They will keep it on the ground. And just not quite there in time. Bounce back and out of bounds is Feazell on the carry. Sophomore running back getting a good bit of work tonight. Looks like that one's going to be good for about 7 for 2nd and 3 here with 34 seconds left to play. So again, we go to the air this time. Pass out of the backfield to Millender. Looks like the ball may have been loose there for a second. He was able to take care of it. Millender with the catch. Looking to see what's happened here. Looked like there might have been a whistle, a little bit of a late flag there, waiting on the official call. As they are holding called against the Tigers on the far side of the field there. So they're going to mark that penalty off. And now we will be looking at 2nd and 13 from here, from a 2nd and about 3. Yes, to 2nd and 13. 13 seconds left and the clock winding down. We'll see if they take the snap or let it ride into the next quarter. He does call for the ball. 6 seconds left in the quarter. It is a pass play, looking to the outside and almost intercepted back again. Looking for Matthews there on the play. And it was Josh Hudson with the coverage, and good coverage it was. So we end this first quarter. Gautier Moss Point 7-7. We're going to take a very quick break and be right back with you.
At Airmasters, we take pride in serving our customers.
For the past 40 years, Airmasters Mechanical has demonstrated an excellent approach to customer service by responding to their needs in a timely manner with a very knowledgeable and professional staff. Whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential, Airmasters is here for you and ready to help.
We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I can always depend on Airmasters, and so can you.
Airmasters Mechanical, 228-497-6462.
Do you owe the IRS and back taxes? Are you receiving notices from the IRS or state tax agency threatening to seize your assets? If so, you must act now. With our tax relief program, we will review your case and start the negotiation process with the IRS to reduce or eliminate your tax debt and get you the settlement you deserve. Call now to get your free consultation. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Taxes and Time, a local tax company you can trust with your tax issues.
Alexander Stadium here in Moss Point, Mississippi. We've got a 3rd down and 13 for the Moss Point Tigers as we start this second quarter of playoff. Another hard count attempted there by Ruben Lee. Nothing doing this time. Gators stand strong. The snap's low. It's bobbled. He does manage to pick it up and find wide open downfield, and that was the helmet, not the ball. And that was complete to Chanton Millender, his senior wide receiver, from a mishandled snap there that looked like could have been stopped for a loss for a big-time fourth down. He finds Millender over the top of the field, and it's enough for a first down. It's going to be first down Tigers on their own 48-yard line now. Starting the second half, it's been a back-and-forth slugfest here today. A turnover by the Tigers to the Gators on their first offensive possession. Both teams end up scoring on ensuing drives and then stopped on the ones after that. Both teams with high-powered offenses, but both having a little bit of difficulty finishing as this one's blown dead. There are flags everywhere. Looks like it's going to be an illegal procedure against the Tigers. So it's going to be first down and 15 now instead of first down and 10 with 11 minutes, 25 seconds left to play here. Gautier coming in off a decisive win at home last week against the Hawks. Moss Point not quite able to get it done with Ocean Springs. Both teams wanting to get things going here tonight. Again, they mark off the penalty yardage there. First down and 15 for the Moss Point Tigers here in the early seconds of the second quarter. Gautier defense lines up here at Jerry Alexander Stadium. So wide receiver spread. You've got Reuben Lee in the backfield. Looks like there's going to be a timeout called by Moss Point, the Tigers here today. And a lot of action being seen by sophomore running back Fiesel in the backfield today with Reuben Lee. And he's proved himself to be a very valuable asset for this Tiger defense. The adjustments you have to make to contain a young man like that, opening things up for Chanton Millender a couple of times today for these big plays. Jaden Matthews, another young man that's had a successful night here on both sides of the football for the Tigers. As the Gator defense lines up and looks for a big stop here to start this second quarter off right. 10 minutes and 59 seconds left to go. That's the first timeout that has been called during the game. So Moss Point 2 left. Gautier still having all three as they come back to the line of scrimmage to get things going again here this evening. In first down, 15 now. 43-yard line, Moss Point Tigers looking to the ball here, 7-7. Ball's live. And Reuben taking his time. We see motion in the backfield. The snap's there. We do throw the pass. It looks like the same trick play that they tried on the first pass of the game. Attempted the pass there, by Simmons. Attempts to get back to Millender and just too far out in front of him. Second down, 15 now. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. As we look out across the rest of the district, some good games going on tonight. Gulfport, Picayune, Pascagoula, Harrison Central. A lot of big high-power matchups on the cards today. West Jones and Wayne County, Hattiesburg, Oak Grove, and East Central with Hazelhurst. You see, they keep it on the ground here. There's a flag on the play, likely to be a holding call there. Fiesel, the sophomore running back, again, what would be a gain of about 7. We'll see what the flag is there. If that one's going to stand or illegal shift by the Tigers. So they're going to march that off as well. And turn that into a very, very long, should be second and 20. Should be for Moss Point here with 10 minutes, 42 seconds left to play. And great downhill running by Fiesel, but that one being called back on the shift. Start the clock again as the Gautier defense spreads out to cover this offense of Moss Point. You see Booker turn around and shift. We've got Millender in motion there. He keeps. They're going way downfield. He's looking for Simmons, and he in and out of his hands and just cannot keep control of the ball on the way down. Great pass there by Lee, and I know that's one that Simmons wants back as he pressed out of the coverage, opened by about 3 steps upfield, and just juggled in and out of his hands as he went to the ground trying to stretch out for it there. 3rd down and 20 now with 10 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. A very big 3rd down for Moss Point here, looking to recoup the larger chunk of this penalty yardage if they have any thoughts about going for it here with this much time left. You see Millender out to the side there. Feazell stays in the backfield. They will keep it on the ground with Feazell. He's able to bounce it to the outside again. All of the penalty yardage, and then almost what he needed for the 1st down. It looks like he's going to be a yard, possibly 2 yards short, depending on the official spot there.
Bring up a 4th down.
And it is going to be a 4th down and 2. Yes. 4th down and 2 here. Gautier's going to call a timeout here. Regroup after that one. And like I said before, Lentavius Feazell getting a good bit of work tonight, a very compact, very low running back, and I think that's the issue, is he's getting in between tackles and being able to bounce outside. They're just not quite able to wrap him up, and he's finding these edges and doing a little bit of damage here to this Gautier defense. On a 3rd down and 20, he picks up 18 of them right there. So again, 4th down right here. Very likely that the Tigers will stay on the field for this one. Just on the good side of midfield. Gautier looking for a stop right here. Try to put some more points on the board and get a lead again. Moss Point looking for their first lead of the game. Coming back from the timeout, you see the defense there, anticipating likely the run from Feazell again, as he does make his way back out to the field with Reuben Lee. And you have to watch the combination of Millender and Hawthorne up top. The senior wide receiver is always dangerous. Linebackers closing in on the gaps there. And 2 you see in motion, looking again to get a false start, or a neutral zone infraction out of Gautier. Not able to get it this time. Play clock down to 7. We'll see if they get the play off or if they call the timeout. They do snap it. And indeed, Deuce Lee does keep it himself. He's got the 1st down and about 5 more. Quarterback keeper there. It's enough for a Moss Point Tiger 1st down. Ball's going to be spotted on about the 36-yard line now. 1st and 10 with 9:55 here to play in the 2nd quarter, Jerry Alexander Stadium. Again, Gautier expecting the run. It was indeed the run. And the attention that Feazell got left the hole that Deuce Lee needed to get out to the edge and get that 1st down yardage. Again, we see Millender and Hawthorne at the bottom of your screen. See Millender comes back in motion, as they do keep it on the ground with Feazell again. Again, Shifty able to bounce outside and get the edge there. Good for about a gain of 5 where the spot's going to be. Should be a 2nd down and a very short 5 or a long 4 coming right here. So the ball is going to officially be on the 32-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Same package. Feazell still in the backfield. Going to see if they can keep this Gator defense on its heels. It's going to be a quarterback keeper again. The Gators a lot more ready for it this time. But Reuben still able to come close to 1st down yardage there. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short. Bring up a 3rd down and 1 here with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this 2nd quarter. Whistle being blown. It's going to be another timeout for Gautier here, as again we try to make some defensive adjustments. Moss Point Tiger offense with their foot on the gas and struggling for us to find an answer to it here. But again, a very talented Moss Point Tiger offense with senior quarterback Reuben Lee, Chant Millender, Marquise Hawthorne, just so much, senior talent. And then you've got these great guys like Lentavius Feazell, sophomore running back up and coming, that's showing his stuff tonight. So 2 very good offensive football teams engaged in a matchup tonight. Both defenses doing all they can do to hold on, and surprisingly enough to anybody that would have tried to call it, only 7-7 here with 8 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. I think most people would have wagered a lot higher scoring affair than what we see right now. But again, both offenses pressing, but both defenses giving, but not breaking. Here we are. They're down 1 to go for the Moss Point Tigers. Ball snapped again. They do keep it on the ground, this time with Lee on the keeper himself, and it's going to be in there for a touchdown on the keeper. Touchdown. Moss Point is going to make it 13-7. 38-yard run on the play there on the keeper. He's able to give Moss Point their first. Well, looking here, seeing there is late flag on the field. Waiting on the official call now. Looks like the call was on the Gators and is being waved off. They are calling personal foul on Gautier, being waved off. It's going to be touchdown Moss Point. We see Marco Booker, the senior, there being good enough to bring the official his flag back. Lining up here for the extra point, 13-7 Tigers right now, their first lead this evening. Again, they did defer, so they will also receive the ball coming out of the second half. Finding some success with the running game on the last couple of drives, as Marco Booker does get set up to attempt the extra point here. And see, he's got Reuben Lee to hold for him there. And coming in back to the line again, checking everything up, always wary about the trick play for the 2 points right here. All right, and the whistle blows now. We're ready for play. Again, Booker set to attempt the extra point here. We have Reuben Lee holding for him as well. Down, the kick is up, and it is no good. So it is 13-7 now. Moss Point Tigers, Gautier Gators are going to get the ball back with 8:26 to go in the second quarter. Their first lead of the game. We'll see if that missed extra point doesn't come back to haunt them at the end of the game. Definitely going to have to make an attempt to get that point back sometime later on in the stretch here, as Gautier gets set to take the kick from them.
The kickoff has a 15-yard penalty from the personal foul.
And there will be a 15-yard penalty assessed on this kickoff from the personal foul that ensued there on the touchdown run just moments ago by Deuce Lee. So a little bit better place for Moss Point to kick from. You see the Gator kicking team backing up a few steps. Xavier Payne, Colby Packnett set up to field the ball here. Real solid hands and good running. None of the explosive returns yet that we seen last year with the loss of guys like Jordan Irving. But again, solid, well-rounded football program. And you see a lot more traditional formation to receive. Packnett and Payne, your 2 men deep to receive this kick. The ball gets set with 8:26 left to play here in the second quarter, Jerry Alexander Stadium. And Marco Booker taking a step back to kick this one off to Gautier, as they're Moss Point trying to get their first W at home this year, not able to get it done last week against Ocean Springs. Booker checks both sides of his line. They are ready. The ball is up. It's like it is going to be, and it is fielded and caught there. A little bit of an edge found. Good return. Ran out of bounds about the 30-yard line is the return by Aiden Morgan. We do have a penalty here on the play again. Waiting to see the result of this one. Again, the kick was run out of bounds about the 30 before the flag, and whatever is assessed by way of that, the officials gather towards the far side of the field there, waiting on sign for the head official. Eight minutes, 1 second left. It's going to be a hold against the Gators. Personal foul against the Tigers.
Personal foul against the Tigers.
Okay, so we've got the hold against the Gators, personal foul against the Tigers. And we'll see where they officially mark the ball here. Looks like the official spot is going to be the 25-yard line. There. First and 10, 24-yard line here for Gautier with 8 minutes, 1 second left to play. Irvin under center here. Again, Cumbus by himself on the bottom. He calls for the snap. Packnett there to block and give him a little bit of room. It's like pass complete to who appeared to be Morgan. There is going to be flag on the play there. Definitely looked like a horse collar there. Aiden Morgan does keep control of the ball, definitely enough for a Gator first down. We're going to see what the official call is. What the official call is here. As they step it off, and it is going to be the foul there for the horse collar. Very, very obvious from our vantage point, apparently to the officials as well. That's another very big penalty against the Moss Point Tigers. Both of these teams tonight having a few of those that I know they would like to have back. Those are the kind that change games. You see Irvin calls for the ball, immediately blown dead. You see a flag
against the Tigers,
and it's offsides against the Tigers on that one, so we're going to march it up again 5 more yards. Have a 1st and 5 here.
1st and 5
for Gautier from their own 44-yard line with 7 minutes 30 seconds left to play, as the pace picking up, trying to keep this Moss Point defense on their heels. Irvin calls for the ball there. Look to keep it in the air. He's got a clean pocket as always, and just a little bit, again, well placed ball. Just a little bit too hot, just a little bit too low for Xavier Payne to get his hands on. Thompson on the coverage there. Good coverage by him. 2nd down and 5 now for the Gators. 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to play in this second half. Again, giving the Tiger defense a second to get reset here. And you see trips down below as Irvin calls for the ball. Packnett backpedals out, little bit of pressure. Irvin decides to tuck and keep himself, and he plows ahead for what is going to be very close to the 1st down marker, likely 4th and half a yard or 1 yard, 3rd down and 1, I'm sorry. We'll look for the official spot. And it looks like another flag there as they're marking the football down the field. Didn't face mask on the Tigers. Another personal foul. Another very costly penalty for them there. Irvin takes the snap here, and again we've got another flag. Pretty sure other than the incomplete pass, that's about the 6th play in a row. Illegal procedure against the Gators. So they'll march backward the other way a little bit. Now going to have the 1st and 15 from about the Gator 40 with 6 minutes 41 seconds left to play here at Jerry Alexander Stadium, Moss Point, Mississippi. Tiger defense spreads out. Irvin and Packnett look back to the sideline. They check the play. Ball is spotted on the 40. Play clock starts here. 6 minutes, 35 seconds left. Irvin calls for the ball. Go outside and passes a little hot. He was pressured there. Good pressure by the Moss Point defense. Simmons with the pressure there. Flushed out of the pocket and a little bit too high there. 2nd down and 15 now. 6 minutes and 28 seconds left to play, as Moss Point Tiger defense trying to speed things up their own just a little bit. Looks like we're going to be coming to this one with an empty backfield, and indeed we are going to spread the field all the way out and say if you want to bring the pressure, you've got to leave somebody open. And Caden throws the ball away. Irvin does as he's flushed out of the pocket again. Great coverage there by the Tiger cornerbacks. Going to bring up a 3rd and 15 here with 6 minutes, 21 seconds left to go. Long 3rd down here, looking to get the bulk of that back to give us a manageable 4th down if Gautier's going to go for it in the bottom minutes of this second half. Again, Moss Point did defer and will get the kick. Say the pass to Packnett, play blown dead. Looks like illegal procedure on the Gators again, so now going to be a 3rd and 20 from 3rd and 15. And the pass was complete to Packnett. Not a ton of running room there after the catch anyway. So 3rd down and 20 here, 6:18 left to play as the clock starts. Very big 3rd down now for Gautier, kind of in the position that Moss Point was in moments ago when they came up with a very clutch 18-yard run by sophomore Feazell. 3rd down and 20 here, 5:59. Irvin calls for the ball. Packnett rolls out. He asked for it. He is wide open. And indeed, most of that yardage he is going to get as he cuts back upfield. He's going to be brought down and marked right about the 30. Should be bringing up about a 4th down and 4. And we'll see. It looks like possibly another flag on the, no. Okay, looked like for a moment there might be another flag on the play. Doesn't appear to be. It's going to be a heat timeout by the officials. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in this first half. Going to be facing about a 4th and a very long 5 or a short 6 when we come out of this heat timeout. Again, finding ways to get Colby Packnett involved, and he was able to make that catch and get about 14, 15 of those 20 yards back on what was a very critical 3rd down. I do believe, without question, we see the Gator offense stay on the field here for this one, this deep in territory, with only 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the half, knowing that Moss Point's going to get the kick when we come back. Very important that we try to put points on the board here. So taking advantage of the heat timeout, getting the guys situated, calming everybody down as the Gators come back out to the line. Ball marked on the 30, 5:40 left to go here as the Tiger defense comes back out towards the field. Start play here on a very, very important 4th down and 6 for the Gautier Gators. Officially marked 4th and 6. They come to the line. We'll see if we get the hard count out of Irvin to try to get 5 of those back. We do. Nothing doing from the Moss Point defense. They situate to the line now. 18 seconds left on the play clock. He comes back to the line. We'll see if we get it again. Nope. Irvin calls for the ball. They do get it down to Packnett. He's got a hold that may be enough. He's bounced off of one tackler, comes out. The play's blown dead. They're wondering why the play was stopped so quick, and now the Tigers will take over on downs as he busted out of the tackle before the whistle blew. The play blown dead anyway. Nothing but green in front of him after that point, seeing some frustration on the Gator sideline, obviously so. Stopped a little prematurely on that play with 5 minutes and 14 seconds left now to play. And we are going to have an injury timeout here. Looks like we have one of the Moss Point Tigers down on the field. The teammates around him take a knee. Tigers getting ready to take over on another offensive possession here from the 29-yard line. 5:14 left to go in the half. Coming out of the half, they will get the kickoff. So they will try to stretch this lead out a little bit against Gautier in hopes that they can capitalize on that at the start of the 3rd quarter. Gautier wanting to force a turnover, a quick 3 and out here to try to take the lead again by a point at least before we go into halftime. We see the trainers coming out here. We're going to give them just another second. It looks like still with the injury timeout here, we're going to take a quick one with them, and we'll be right back to you.
Four. Yeah, it's another one. 5.
Hey girls, what are y'all counting?
We're counting all the foster trucks we see.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It really is. There's so many of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When it comes to providing the best in heating and cooling, you can always count on Foster's Heating and Air, home of the old reliables. How many have you counted today?
11.
As a leader in mortgage lending, First Federal cares about our community, and we'll always have your best interest in mind.
We are committed to the health and safety of our customers and employees.
Providing you the financial services you need is always a priority.
For 65 years, First Federal has overcome economic challenges and natural disasters.
And we're not going anywhere. We're here for you.
We are committed to taking care of our customers and employees because you're always first with us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 5 minutes, 14 seconds left to go in the half here at Jerry Alexander Stadium. What we thought was really bad, you still don't want to see. The stretcher was rolled out and then rolled back off. Quentin got up and walked off under his own power eventually. Glad that he's okay. You see the very botched snap there on the fumbled snap on that first down and 10. Loss of about 6 yards on the play. Going to bring up a second down and 16 for the Moss Point Tigers. 5 minutes and counting left in the half here as they lead the Gautier Gators 13-7. Booker not able to bring down the extra point on the last touchdown. So now 13-7 Tigers. 4:45 to go. Spotted on about the 25-yard line as Ruben Lee calls a play. Looks like Fiesel in the backfield with him as he gets ready to take the snap. Got Millender and Hawthorne out. Go deep. Looks like they will go over the top there for Millender. Catch is made. It's going to be good for about 10. Looks like going to be 9 officially.
Third down, 7.
Bring up a 3rd down and 7 here. 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. Gators looking for a stop here, contain to bring the Moss Point kicking team on and get another shot at possession here. They're going to keep it on the ground. And big hit met in the Millender on the sweep end around there. Met by what looked to be Caleb Beavers and a host of others. 4th down and 3 officially for the Tigers. You hear the Gator sidelines getting pumped up over there as it looks like the Tiger offense will stay on the field. They try the quick count there, nothing going from the Gators. Some spread, clock dropping down, 3 minutes and 29 seconds left to go here as Ruben Lee looks back and checks the play there. Probably a timeout here by Moss Point. Indeed it is, with 3 seconds left on the play clock there. Tigers will take the timeout, likely bring the kicking team on when they come back with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left to go here. Then a back and forth battle between these two teams today. Again, both defenses given a good bit but not really breaking. Moss Point able to find the end zone for the second time on a 38-yard quarterback keeper a few possessions back from Ruben Lee. But other than that, neither one of the defenses has given up any really big plays in what are two very high-powered offenses marching down the field and just not quite able to get the job done. Did you see that timeout from Moss Point? Gautier coming back to the line of scrimmage now. Looking to see as everyone comes out to the field. Indeed, there is Deuce Lee. No sign of Booker yet, so it appears they may stay on the field and go for this 4th down. It's 20 seconds left on the play clock. Anticipate at least one hard count from the Tigers. You don't get one. They will keep it on the ground. He does find the hole up the middle, and Lee broke the tackle. He's up 9 yards, and it is a 1st down, Moss Point Tigers on the 46-yard line. As he found the hole right there in the middle, bounced off one tackle. More than enough for the first. 3 minutes left in this half of football here at Jerry Alexander Stadium. A very, very crucial down there for Gautier. We needed the clock stopped and the ball back. So under center now, the pass is up. The pass is caught by Simmons, and he has run out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. Going to be 2nd down and 4 here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here. Again, Simmons sure-handed, good running. driven out of bounds after a 6-yard gain. Moss Point back to the line of scrimmage. Defense lining up. Calls for the ball. It is blown dead. Looks like we have illegal procedure, a false illegal procedure on the Tigers. So that's gonna take 5 of those 6 yards back. Should turn that into a 2nd down and 9 now instead of 2nd and 4. Still 2 minutes 38 seconds left to play. And you see Feazell coming back to the field. Young man's had a good bit of success finding some running room here this evening against the Gators. Wouldn't be surprised to see that out of Moss Point as they want to run this clock down as much as possible. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. They're going to keep it in the air. A lot of pressure there. He does dump it back off to Feazell, who does find a hole, the first down and then some. It's going to be first down, a late flag on the play there. And see what the flag is, where the flag's coming from. Again, I love high school football. You see a flag on the field and both teams start pointing the other direction. Waiting on the call from the official here. Personal foul against the Tigers. They're going to be backing that one up again. After the penalty there, we'll see what the official spot of the football is. Again, Gators get good pressure on Reuben Lee. He was able to dump it off to Feazell, able to get the first down yardage, but another personal foul against Moss Point is going to negate that. So now a 2nd down and 15 with 2:23 and ticking down left to play here. Moss Point comes to the line. Gator defense there. Reuben Lee checks, calls for the football. They're going to put it in the air again, it appears, or he's going to tuck for the keeper. He does air it out. Bounced and nearly intercepted, looking for Larry Simmons, not able to hold on to it. Just a little bit behind him, couldn't quite get turned to get there. 3rd down and 15 after the incomplete pass. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in this half of football. You can hear the Moss Point band starting to get warmed up. Always fun time to see those guys as well. Gautier hoping for a stop here on 3rd down 15 with 2 minutes left. Have one more shot at the end zone before we go in for halftime. Hopes to regain this lead as Moss Point currently leads 13-7. 3rd down and 15 here. Calls for the ball, backs up. They're going to put it in the air again. He fires deep, tipped again, almost intercepted again. Ladarius Matthews just a little bit over his head. Tipped that one up in the air. 4th down and 15. Now you see Booker coming out onto the field. Marco Booker going to punt the ball away here with 1 minute and 56 seconds left in this first half. Gautier offense going to have one more time before we go into the locker room for halftime to take the lead again here. 13-7. It's actually Hawthorne's going to get the chance to punt here. Booker split out, and now Larry Simmons does come back onto the field with the kicking team. Looks like we have delay of game on the Tigers. It's going to back them up 5 more yards. 4th down and 20 now. Still 1:56 to play here. Gators back deep to receive the ball. .156 to play here in the half. The snap, the kick up, almost blocked. Takes a hop and bounces out of bounds at about the 33, 34 yard line.
Great job getting that ball out.
34-yard line. Gators first down and 10 at the 34. Again, good job getting that kick off. The Gators bringing the pressure there and just about getting to that kick. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half, and in the most critical possession of the game for Gautier thus far, knowing that the Moss Point Tigers will get the kickoff when we return from halftime here tonight. They won the toss and deferred this morning. And again, another good drive looked to be underway by the Tigers, but several penalties and then big stand by the Gautier defense at the end. And they have another shot here, 1st and 10 with 1:50 to go. Irvin calls for the ball. Scrambles out. He does get it to Packnett on the sideline. Packnett runs out of bounds at the first down marker. So it's going to be just enough to move the chains there. 10-yard gain for Packnett.
First down, Gautier.
It's going to be 1st and 10 now with the ball on the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Gautier. 1:41 left to play. Just trying to move the ball down the field and save the clock as much as possible. Put these points on the board just before we go into the locker room for halftime. Ergen calls for the ball. Packnett rolls out, same play, other side, just a little bit over his head. It drops incomplete that time. 2nd down and 10. 45-yard line, 1 minute 35 seconds left to play here. Again, looking to keep the pace up to save the clock. Not a ton of time to work with, but we've got enough. A few more timeouts does Gautier have left. Can use those if we need to as they come to the line again. Cumbus by himself at the bottom per normal. Irvin calls for the ball, rolls out, looks downfield, and that is going to be complete. Irving, big chunky yardage there, trying to see where the official spot of the football is. It's like we're going to be on the 2-yard line now. That ball snapped and then blown dead. Ends up being complete to full. See what it was there, the stoppage about.
Look like it's against the Gators.
And see what the official call is here.
Offside,
and it does look
Gators.
like offsides there, so they're going to back it up about 5 yards here. Going to be 1st and 15 with 1 minute 11 seconds left here to play. After that penalty there. So 1 minute, just under 1 minute now left to play in this half with Gautier trailing 13-7 here in Moss Point. Irvin asked for the snap, a good bit of blocking by Packnett, and that pass is caught over the top by Tyrese Cumbus, met very immediately by the cornerbacks there, but he gets up and walks it off. Should be good for a gain of about 13 or so on that play. Going to bring up now what is about a 2nd and 4. So gain of about 11. Irvin takes the snap. It's a little low. He's under pressure. He tucks and keeps, bounces, and it looks like the ball was knocked loose. It was recovered by Moss Point. It's being returned across the 30, 20, 10, and it's going to be recovered for a touchdown by the Tigers with 13 seconds left in the half. That's going to bring the score now to 19-7, Moss Point Tigers. Like Irvin under pressure, they got to him. It looked like he rolled out of the tackle, but the ball was knocked loose. It was recovered by Moss Point. The Tigers brought it back 65 yards for a touchdown there. 19-7 currently the score now. It was Brown with the strip on that play, and then Irvin giving chase the whole way down the field. Just not quite able to get there. They do come back out again to attempt the extra point now. 19-7 the score is with 13 seconds left. You see Gators looking to keep momentum there and get points on the board, trying to go into the locker room 14-13 at halftime. Pressure got to Irvin. Again, came out of the pocket through the middle. Looked like he was going to attempt to just keep and run there, but the ball stripped. Returned for the touchdown by the Tigers. You see now with the play clock winding down, it does not look, and the Tigers will call what is their final timeout. Stop the clock with 13 seconds left just before the delay of game penalty. Likely playing in the 2-point conversion attempt right here to recover from the missed extra point on the last touchdown score, that quarterback keeper by Reuben Lee. So the Gators go to the sideline there to regroup, obviously knowing the same thing to be coming. Look to keep these points on the board as we'll retire to halftime here in about 13 seconds. The Tigers will receive the opening kickoff. When we come back, they deferred at the start of the game. I say just a few big plays, you know, a very lengthy touchdown run on a quarterback keeper several possessions ago from Moss Point, and then a strip fumble here that was returned 65 yards for the Tigers. And those two plays, the difference in 7-7 and 19-7 with 13 seconds left to go here. Gautier lining up to defend what will be the 2-point conversion attempt as Moss Point takes the field. Ruben Lee there. Got Booker in the backfield with him on one side. Brown on the other. He calls for the ball. They fake the keep, run the option. It's the end around the other way. Flag on the play. The attempt would be good. It's going to be a personal foul on the Tigers again. They're 4th on the evening. Coach showing a little bit of disdain for the call there. Seemed pretty blatant to everybody else on the field. As indeed they will pick it up and start walking it off. So they'll have a much longer 2-point conversion attempt here. And several big personal fouls tonight, very costly for the Tigers. This yet another one of those.
Like the extra point would come from the 25-yard line.
I said the extra point now looking a lot more like a field goal. As the Tiger offense lines up, still 13 seconds left to go here. Waiting on the snap of the ball. You know what the Tigers will do. Still a little bit of fussing coming from the Moss Point sidelines. Not happy about that last call. Ruben Lee calls for the snap. He backs up. Turns around and dumps it back off to the other side of the field. It is caught. Missed tackle there. Not quite enough. No good on the attempt. It was caught by Booker. And he made it all the way up to about the half-yard line. Did Booker before he was just dropped there. So now with
illegal procedure shift against Moss Point.
It's a legal shift now against the Tigers. Penalty declined. 13.4 seconds to go in the first half. Gautier will. Gautier trailing Moss Point. 19-7. 13 seconds left to go. As you see both teams get prepared for these last few seconds of halftime. Interested to see what Gautier has up their sleeve here for this hurry-up situation. I'm sure Caden Irvin, disciplined young man, he'll come back out just fine from that incident on the last drive. You see Packnett, Payne, back deep for the kick. Like Kelly in the mix back there with them also, Tyrese Cumbus. As the Tigers take the field here, looking for a big return. We were talking about not seeing so far this season the explosive returns like we did last year. Maybe it's time for one of those now. We can take one to the house here and bring this thing into the locker room at 19-14. Moss Point will again receive the kick when we come back from halftime. Been a back and forth battle between these teams, a lot more than the scoreboard says. Those two big plays, the long quarterback keeper there and then the strip fumble that was returned for a touchdown. The only two deciding plays in this half so far. Other than that, the score is 7-7 with both defenses by and large holding up and doing their job. Booker checks both sides of his line. The kick is up here. It is short. Pudge kick is recovered by the Gators, gives self up there with the clock at 9.9 down to the 34-yard line. It's like several seconds ticked off the clock there before it was stopped after he gave himself up. But again, 9 seconds to go, right at 10 seconds in the first half here. Gautier groups up on the sidelines real quick. They come back out to the line. Looking for fireworks here. About 67 yards to go and about 10 seconds to get there do the Gautier Gators. Trips out, Packnett in the backfield. Back up, they do keep the ball in the air. Caden on the keeper again. Irvin has to tuck and keep there, looking to get out of bounds. Not going to be able to do it. plows ahead for first down yardage, but not before the clock expires for the half. So we go into halftime with Moss Point leading 19-7 against the Gators. Came out, Gautier with the first possession, couldn't really get anything rolling. Ended up with a turnover on Moss Point's first offensive possession. Gautier eventually able to score there and take the 7-0 lead. Moss Point answered back on the next possession 7-7, and back and forth we win until a long quarterback keeper there to the tune of about 38 yards or so from quarterback Reuben Lee, and then followed by a strip fumble that was returned for 65 yards with about 20 seconds left in the half, bringing the score 19-7 after a missed extra point and then a failed 2-point conversion. We wait and see now. It does not look like the marching band's going to take the field. The football team's going to take it to the locker room for halftime. We're going to have a few words from our sponsors. We'll be back here with you in Jerry Alexander Stadium in just a few minutes.
All over the region, people who are passionate about life love Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back in the game, back on the water, back spending time with your family, and back to your life. Bienville Orthopedics is the largest and most experienced physician-owned orthopedic surgery practice in Mississippi, bringing cutting-edge surgery and healthcare to the coast, including outpatient total joint replacements. Whether you want to compete at the top of your game or play with your grandkids, Bienville Orthopedics is the one to trust. We love what we do, and we'll get you back to the life you love too.
At Airmasters, we take pride in serving our customers.
For the past 40 years, Airmasters Mechanical has demonstrated an excellent approach to customer service by responding to their needs in a timely manner with a very knowledgeable and professional staff. Whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential, Airmasters is here for you and ready to help.
We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I can always depend on Airmasters, and so can you.
Airmasters Mechanical, 228-497-6462.
Do you owe the IRS and back taxes? Are you receiving notices from the IRS or state tax agency threatening to seize your assets? If so, you must act now. With our tax relief program, we will review your case and start the negotiation process with the IRS to reduce or eliminate your tax debt and get you the settlement you deserve. Call now to get your free consultation. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Taxes and Time, a local tax company you can trust with your tax issues.
Yeah, it's another one.
5. Hey girls, what are y'all counting?
We're counting all the foster trucks we see.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It really is. There's so many of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When it comes to providing the best in heating and cooling, you can always count on Foster's Heating and Air, home of the old reliables. How many have you counted today?
11.
As a leader in mortgage lending, First Federal cares about our community, and we'll always have your best interest in mind.
We are committed to the health and safety of our customers and employees.
Providing you the financial services you need is always a priority.
For 65 years, First Federal has overcome economic challenges and natural disasters.
And we're not going anywhere. We're here for you.
We are committed to taking care of our customers and employees because you're always first with us.
all over the region. People who are passionate about life love Bienville Orthopedic Specialist. We will get you back in the game, back on the water, back spending time with your family, and back to your life. Bienville Orthopedics is the largest and most experienced physician-owned orthopedic surgery practice in Mississippi, bringing cutting-edge surgery and healthcare to the coast, including outpatient total joint replacements. Whether you want to compete at the top of your game or play with your grandkids, Bienville Orthopedics is the one to trust. We love what we do, and we'll get you back to the life you love too.
At Airmasters, we take pride in serving our customers.
For the past 40 years, Airmasters Mechanical has demonstrated an excellent approach to customer service by responding to their needs in a timely manner with a very knowledgeable and professional staff. Whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential, Airmasters is here for you and ready to help.
We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I can always depend on Airmasters, and so can you.
Airmasters Mechanical, 228-497-6462.
Do you owe the IRS and back taxes? Are you receiving notices from the IRS or state tax agency threatening to seize your assets? If so, you must act now. With our tax relief program, we will review your case and start the negotiation process with the IRS to reduce or eliminate your tax debt and get you the settlement you deserve. Call now to get your free consultation. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Taxes in Time, a local tax company you can trust with your tax issues.
Yeah, it's another one.
5. Hey girls, what are y'all counting?
We're counting all the foster trucks we see.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It really is. There's so many of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When it comes to providing the best in heating and cooling, you can always count on Foster's Heating and Air, home of the old reliables. How many have you counted today?
11.
As a leader in mortgage lending, First Federal cares about our community, and we'll always have your best interest in mind.
We are committed to the health and safety of our customers and employees.
Providing you the financial services you need is always a priority.
For 65 years, First Federal has overcome economic challenges and natural disasters.
And we're not going anywhere. We're here for you.
We are committed to taking care of our customers and employees because you're always first with us.
All over the region, people who are passionate about life love Bienville Orthopedic Specialist. We will get you back in the game, back on the water, back spending time with your family, and back to your life. Bienville Orthopedics is the largest and most experienced physician-owned orthopedic surgery practice in Mississippi, bringing cutting-edge surgery and healthcare to the coast, including outpatient total joint replacements. Whether you want to compete at the top of your game or play with your grandkids, Bienville Orthopedics is the one to trust. We love what we do, and we'll get you back to the life you love too.
At Air Masters, we take pride in serving our customers.
For the past 40 years, Air Masters Mechanical has demonstrated an excellent approach to customer service by responding to their needs in a timely manner with a very knowledgeable and professional staff. Whether it's commercial, industrial, or residential, Air Masters is here for you and ready to help.
We're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I can always depend on Air Masters, and so can you.
Air Masters Mechanical, 228-497-6462.
Do you owe the IRS and back taxes? Are you receiving notices from the IRS or state tax agency threatening to seize your assets? If so, you must act now. With our tax relief program, we will review your case and start the negotiation process with the IRS to reduce or eliminate your tax debt and get you the settlement you deserve. Call now to get your free consultation. Evening and weekend appointments are available. Taxes and Time, a local tax company you can trust with your tax issues.
Welcome back to Jerry Alexander Stadium here in Moss Point, Mississippi. Returning for the second half of play here this evening as your Gautier Gators are taking on the Moss Point Tigers. Moss Point will receive the opening kick of this half as they lead the Gators 19-7 here at home. A back and forth slugfest in the first half of this game. Neither offense able to get a whole lot going. Two big plays for the Tigers in way of a 38-yard quarterback keeper for a touchdown, and then in less than a minute to go before the end of the half, a strip fumble. A quarterback, Caden Irvin, returned 65 yards for another Moss Point touchdown. Thankfully, a missed extra point and then a failed two-point conversion leaves a little bit of room for the Gators. 19-7 instead of 21-7 here. A little bit over 2 minutes before we officially start play, with Moss Point receiving the open kick. Decisive victory for the Gators last week at home over the Hawks. Moss Point trying to avenge a loss at the hands of Ocean Springs here at home last week, looking to have a standout second half to do so. However, I know the second half of play has been a very big focal point for this Gautier High School football program all through off-season training this year. Several times last year, some pretty decisive leads going into halftime, all to find ourselves falling just a little bit short at the end of the game. And that has been the mantra of this team and Coach High all through this year for sure, through the most of last year, is just honing in on that word effort. Just undeniable effort on every single play. Putting every ounce of what you have into everything to stop that big play or to get that extra yard, and learning how to finish was one of the issues that the Gautier Gators had last year. So we'll see all through the game last week, that non-conference with Harrison, and then through the Jamboree the week before that, still that same high tempo, that same pace out of the Gator program. Hopefully they can keep that up here tonight and wear down this Moss Point Tiger defense and find a way to stop this Moss Point Tiger offense. Go ahead and take this lead back. I wouldn't be surprised, knowing Coach Mark High, if we might not see an onside kick attempt here coming into this half of play, something that he has not been scared to use at all in the past. As we look to find replacement kicking this year, we have Roberto Laura that's doing some punting duties, that junior running back stepping into that role, Just guys trying to get situated into different positions. Less than half a minute is before we start play here. See the Gautier Gators huddle up one last time. Everybody but the kicking team starts to head for the sidelines as we'll get ready to kick this ball back to the Moss Point Tigers to get this second half underway here in about 10 seconds. Play will be resuming here. Real good games going on around the district. We will try to get some updates on in just a moment as we hear the whistle blow there. Time for play to resume here in Moss Point tonight. A little bit of breeze picked up in the last half hour. I think we might have a little bit of rain on the way, but hey, we welcome it right now. It's cooled down the temperature a little bit, and that little bit of breeze makes it a quite enjoyable evening here versus what it was last week. Very, very hot and humid night. See, looking across at the stands, on both sides, limited spacing due to COVID-19. Players getting tickets, band members getting 2 tickets typically, and then the rest go into an online sale is the way most schools are doing it to try to make things fair due to what's going on with COVID and the limited seating available. Again, we see the ball getting spotted here. Gautier preparing to kick this ball off to the Moss Point Tigers. Get this second half of play officially underway. Looking around there is Hanford. He falls back in line. You hear the shouts. There is the onside kick. It is loose, and it looks like it has bounced out of bounds there.
Attempted onside kick, ball goes out of bounds.
And it is out of bounds. It will be Moss Point Tigers ball, 1st and 10. Again, the onside attempt did get through, just not able to get to the ball before it bounced out of bounds there. Moss Point will start their first possession of the half at their own 44-yard line. 1st down and 10 as we take another look at Reuben Lee, Chanton Millender. They come back out to go to work. And sophomore Fizel in the backfield again. Young man's had an impressive evening running the football tonight. Able to find some edges, find some holes. Shifty and very low compact running back. See a little bit of motion there. Ball, they do keep it on the ground with Fizel. Gators look like they made a little bit of adjustment there. It looks like the ball was loose. The Gators say they have it. Waiting on an official ruling on the field there. Whistles blowing. The Gators are pointing that they've got the football. We'll see what the official word is. They're going to say that Fizel was down by contact.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
2nd down and 6, a gain of 4. They're going to call him down. The Gators did come up with the football, but they say he was already down by contact. Marquise Hawthorne, Ladarius Matthews at the bottom of the route here with us. Wide receivers. And we see there, Gators do get the pressure, and what a sack on Reuben Lee there. Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
Let's see what the flag is. Say the pressure was definitely there. Loss is going to be of about 6-7 yards. Looks like it's going to be against the Tigers, and it's going to be waved off by the Gators. We'll wait on the official call here. It is a legal shift called against the Tigers.
3rd down.
Indeed, it is waved off, and now we have 3rd down and about 16 here to go after that sack for loss there. Gators bringing a little bit more pressure now, trying to hurry up. Reuben, he sits now with the sophomore Brown in the backfield with him. Ball is snapped. They are going to put it in the air. He goes downfield into Gator coverage, and it falls incomplete. Nearly intercepted there. A dangerous throw into double coverage. Almost had to pay for that one. A very, very short possession with 10 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. 4th down, 16 yards to go for your Moss Point Tigers as they bring the kicking unit back out. Exactly what the Gautier Gators needed if they were going to turn this game around. Anticipating their first offensive possession of this half. Looking to put points on the board and bring this back to a 1-possession game. Again, 10 minutes, 38 seconds left. Everybody comes to the line. Moss Point Tigers prepare to punt this ball away. The Gators almost got to the last one. This one not quite so close, but not quite such a good kick either. It is going to be fielded at the last second. Looked like we were going to go ahead and let that one roll dead. See, pretty late hit there on Payne out of bounds as he's rolled up. And it was Xavier Payne on the return there. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Gators. He's rolled out of bounds at about the 38, 39-yard line, it appears to be. 40-yard line will be the official spot. Caden Irvin and company come back out now. Be interested to see if there's a little bit more time for Packnett on the ground this half, as he has seen some success in the few attempts that he's had to try to just wear down the Moss Point defense, keep their offense off the field just as importantly, and open some of those lanes back up and those routes back up for Irvin to be able to throw the football. In the last week against Hancock, less than 5 running plays. About that here this evening. But hey, it worked then. So far, we're not in too deep of trouble here. If we can capitalize on that short 3 and out, go ahead and get some points on the board for the Gators. Again, 10:23 left to play in this third quarter. First offensive possession that Gautier will have of the half. It's a short kick. Looked like it was going to be bounced dead. Xavier Payne grabbed it at the last second. Wrestled out of bounds at the 40 there. And the offense takes the field here. See, 1st down and 10, Gautier Gators. Per usual, Columbus alone down here at the bottom, trips up top. Packnett in the backfield with Irving. He calls for the football. Will keep it in the air. Packnett stutters a little bit. Wide open, but not quite able to hold on to the football. Beautiful pass there by Caden Irvin, wide open and led by 2 or 3 steps there. Not quite able to hold on to the football. 2nd down and 10 here, 10 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Gautier spreads it back out. See Larson full to this side of the field now. Packnett again rolls back out. Caden again fires downfield. This time, indeed, the pass is caught. He's got behind the defender there. Hit out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. The official spot looks to be the 9. What an amazing pass by Caden Irving. It's caught by Aaron Phillips, the sophomore wide receiver, it appears. Excellent route. Then slips in behind coverage up the sideline. Going to bring up, should be 1st and 10 on the 10 if they spot her, right at 1st and goal on the 9. Looks like the ball will be kept on the ground this time.
Irvin with the carry.
Irvin kept it himself, plowing ahead for a few yards. Official mark there is now 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. 2nd down and goal. Irvin on the keeper, Brown on the tackle there. 20 seconds on the play clock as we spread it back out a little bit. Shorter field now. I wouldn't be surprised to see them get it out to Packnett. Looks like Caden does fire it off to the end zone into coverage. That ball does fall incomplete. It's a double coverage there. 9 minutes and 7 seconds left. 3rd down and goal now as Gautier comes back to the line. Needing to put 6 on the board in this possession. It's going to be difficult to cut this lead down by 3s, especially with the questions that we are still trying to sort out at the kicking position. Gators make a few substitutions, come back to the line. In trick formation here. Now they split right out. Bring down. And we'll see timeout taken by the Tigers. When they got a look at that, they did not like it. And so they will take their first timeout of this second half. 2 more for them, 3 for the Gators, as we have a very critical 3rd and goal here from about the 7-yard line, 6.5-yard line. So Moss Point takes the timeout after they receive the opening kickoff. not able to do anything on that possession. A short 3 and out to the Gators, and then a couple of decisive plays, a big pass just moments ago to get down to the 10-yard line. Sophomore Aaron Phillips on a great route, great catch, and great run after the catch. Put them in scoring position here. You hear Coach High from the sideline down there telling everybody, hey, tighten up. As we've got this 3rd down and goal to go here for the Gautier Gators with just over 9 minutes left to play in this 3rd quarter. Same line up there, split out positions. Tigers still not quite sure what's going on, who's under center and who's where. It's a direct snap to Packnett. He takes the ball on the outside edge. He's met by a host of Tigers there, but he's in for the touchdown. Did not know where the ball was going, who was going to have it, and you see Colby Packnett take the direct snap, finds his way to the outside edge, shakes 2 to 3 tackles, and he is in for the touchdown. Now 19-13, your Gautier Gators trail the Moss Point Tigers here in Moss Point with 8:57 left to go. As they come to the line for the extra point here, I'm sure attempting the extra point to make this a 19-14 football game. And if there was one thing we needed coming out of halftime, and that was a very quick stop of the Moss Point Tigers and a very quick score by the Gautier Gators, we got both this evening. Now back within a 1-possession game, 19-13, as we come to the line for the extra point, just under 9 minutes to play. And again, Colby Packnett, he's an athlete. You know, a lot of quick confusion at the line there. The Moss Point defense really didn't know what was going on. The direct snap to him, and when he gets the ball and heads downfield, that's a lot of young man to try to tackle. We do line up for the extra point here, getting ready to kick this one. The kick is up. The kick is good. 19-14, Gautier Gators. 8:57 to go in the 3rd. And what seemed like it could very easily become an out-of-reach ball game coming out of this half could have ended up being a 25-7 score is now 19-14 after some very decisive passing by Caden Irvin, very good route running by the wide receivers, and then an amazing downhill 8-yard run from Colby Packnett on a direct snap. 19-14, 8:57 left to go as Gautier comes to the line preparing to kick the ball back to the Moss Point Tigers here at Jerry Alexander Stadium. Again, important game for both teams for different reasons. You know, Gautier with the decisive win last week over Hancock and wanting to keep that momentum rolling through this non-conference game, and then Moss Point, a team with a lot of expectations of themselves, not able to get it done at home last week against Ocean Springs, are really passionate about putting a win on the board tonight here with the Gators. We're going to see now as we kick this one off, Gators have a chance to get a stop here, score again, and take the lead back once more, a lead that they have not had since Moss Point scored second time. So again, 19-14, 8:57 left to go. Line up again, short kick. Ball is going to bounce out of bounds.
Ball's kicked out of bounds.
And we'll see if they elect to take the field position or re-kick. I'm sure they're at about the 35 or so yard line. They will elect the field position. Let's see where we get the official mark off to. They call it the 37, 38 yard line, it looks like. Yep, they'll spot the ball on the 38 yard line. Gautier Gator defense comes back out. A quick 3 and out on the last possession. They're looking for another one here. Finally got around and got some real pressure that time on the senior quarterback in Reuben Lee. Now, able to get him out and throw and able to stop a few runs on the ground short. Some plays that they had success with in the first half. Some good adjustments by the Gator defense coming into this second half. Lee calls for the ball. It's going to be a fake. He looks to keep it himself. A little bit of a hole, but not much doing right there. Looks a gain of 4 on the keeper. 3 to 4 yards should be a second and more like a 2nd and 7 here. Looks like a gain of 3.
2nd down and 6.
And we call it a very, very short 7, very long 6. 2nd down and 6 officially on the spot as they come to the line of scrimmage again. 8.5 minutes left in this third quarter of football here in Moss Point. The movement before the play, they're set. Lee calls for the ball. It's fumbled. He does recover, but not before the Gators are all over him. So that is definitely going to be a loss on the play. Going to bring up now what should be about a third down and 10 now. Lost the yardage that they had just a moment ago. So from 2nd and 6 to 3rd down and 10 here. See if the Gators bring pressure. You see the flag there now. Call it a false start on the Tigers, it looks like. Illegal procedure on Moss Point. They're going to back it up 5 more now. 3rd and 15 with 7:53 to go. And penalties have played a big part in this game tonight. Several key penalties on key downs for Moss Point. Several big penalties on key downs. This one now 3rd down and 15 from 3rd down and 10. Ball snap. They're going to go to the air. It is caught. See, it's going to be just about at the 1st down marker by Matthews. Ladarius Matthews on the catch. And it does look like they will bring the chains. 1st down Tigers on that one. Ladarius Matthews on the slant there, finds a little bit of hole, breaks a tackle there, and they pick up the 1st down with 7 minutes, 20 seconds left here to go now. They hurry back to the line, do the Moss Point Tigers. Reuben Lee calls for the ball. It's about fumbled again. He's not tackled that time in the backfield like he was before. Turns it into a keeper, picks it up and runs it for about 7 yards. Should be a 2nd and 3 now on a fumbled pass. Had an attempt to tackle in the backfield, couldn't make it. So now we'll see 2nd down and 3 here for the Moss Point Tigers. That's a couple of pretty bad snaps that Lee's had to receive. Here, that one a whole lot better looking as that pass is thrown and caught by Jaden Matthews. Matthews breaks a few tackles before he's brought down. Then the flag comes in from the back there. We'll see what that one is. Flag on the field. Waiting on the official call now. He's turning and looking at the spot. We have a hold or push off there. What it is that he's asking for here. And indeed it is the hold against the Tigers. And so they're going to back that one up again. As I mentioned just a moment ago, penalties playing a big part in this game tonight. Moss Point, some very costly penalties. You have another one here, turns this into a 2nd and 4 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. 19-14, they lead the Gautier Gators. Gators looking for a stop here so they can regain the lead that they had after their first scoring possession. So you see snap there. He is going to keep. Up the middle there is Lee. A lot of running room. Helmet comes off for him. On the field, definitely the 1st down and then a pile more. And it's going to be a heat timeout called by the officials at 6:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. The ball officially spotted on about right at the 25-yard line as Moss Point knocking on the door to score here again. 19-14 over the Gautier Gators. This official's timeout. A couple of bad snaps that Lee had to handle there. One, a big loss for the Tigers. One, he was able to pick up and turn into a 9-yard gain. Looking around the district, see some good games going on this evening. We have West Jones 10-0 over Wayne County at this point in time. West Marion and St. Stanislaus gridlocked at 7 per. Looking for some updates now on the Gulfport, Picayune, Pascagoula, Harrison Central games. Also a good weekend of football here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We look around at the other programs we have in competition this evening. Heat timeout is over with, 6:05 in the 3rd as we come back to the line of scrimmage there. Gator defense takes the field. Looking to hold strong here. Moss Point Tigers have it. 1st down and 10 on the 25. 5:56 to go. They do keep the ball on the ground. Bounce to the outside edge there. Running room is found by Simmons. Brought down at the 7-yard lines. It's going to be 1st down and goal for the Moss Point Tigers now. You see the official spot right there at the 6-7 yard line. First down and goal, and again the same play, that keeper from the quarterback spot, and he finds the end zone, Larry Simmons does. A little bit of Gautier's own right there, kind of like they just gave to Packnett. The keeper from that quarterback spot, 2 plays in a row, just about identical. That one for a touchdown from about 6 yards out was Simmons. So now 25-14, the Moss Point Tigers lead the Gators. Looking for the extra point here. And we'll see if they kick the extra point or if they decide to try to go from 4-2. And that's what it appears we're going to do here to try to seal up some of that gap. Looks like it's going to be a keeper. They stay on the ground, and they said it is good enough. Larry Simmons jumps over, and he does cross the plane for the 2-point conversion. 27 now, 14, 5:23 left in the third quarter. And so they're able to get back 2 of those extra points that were missed in the previous half. 27-14 now, as Gautier prepares to get the ball back for its second offensive possession of this half. Scored in pretty short order on the first one. Looking to do so here again as the kicking team does take the field. We see there Packnett, Payne, and company deep to receive this kick. Ball being spotted right now by the Tigers. Gautier's second offensive possession. A lot more in tune they looked when they came back out of the locker room after halftime. The offense clicking right down the field. A couple of big passes followed up by a key run by Colby Packnett there at the end to seal that first touchdown. Moss Point, however, marches right back and answers themselves. 27-14 now, 5:23 left to go as they approach for the kick here. Whistle blows, we are in play. Play clock at 22 seconds and counting. Gautier back deep to receive, checks both sides of the line. We're ready to go. The kick is up. Kick's going to be fielded at about a 15-yard line. There is a little bit of gap at the center of the field there. Breaks a couple of tackles out to the 45. One more man to beat, and it would have been nothing but grass. 45, probably the best starting position that we have had in the game via Xavion Payne, and that return there, finally able to have a little bit of running room on the kick return. 47-yard line is going to be the official spot as they'll look to go to work here for the second time this half with 5:12 left to go here. So indeed it is the 45 here at Jerry Alexander Field in Moss Point, Mississippi. We see the offense come. You hear Coach High there on the sideline saying, hey, let's hurry it up, let's go. Wanting to keep up the tempo to keep that Moss Point defense on their heels. You see the play is off and calls for the ball. He does indeed keep it himself. Goes down for about a 7-yard gain. Should bring up a 2nd and 3 here. And I think something that got talked about last week on the few plays he had to keep and run himself. You know, when we get the yardage, get down. You know, he's just an athlete and he wants to be a competitor, but telling him you've got to stay healthy. If you have to keep it, keep it. But then let's get down. Come to the line again. In motion, Irvin calls for the ball. Packnett backpedals out there. He does indeed go deep into triple coverage there. Definitely a design and called time and play. Good coverage from them. Like Millender was the one there in on that one as it falls incomplete. Millender, the QB man coverage. So we come now, 3rd down, 3 to go with 4:36 left in this third quarter. 3rd down, 3 yards to go here, just on the good side of the 50-yard line. Ball is snapped. Irvin's got it. He backs up looking for the short pass. It is dropped there, juggled and then dropped, just could not hold on. 4th down and 3 for Gautier here. Be interested to see what Coach High's decision is. I can't imagine where he takes the offense off the field. It does not look like he is going to. They come to the line quick as he lines up. Irvin calls, tried to get the Tigers to jump there, nothing doing. 15 seconds left on the play clock as Irvin looks back over to the sideline to check the call. We shift there as Packnett moves sides. He does indeed take the snap that time. The ball is up It is knocked down, and it will be a turnover on downs. The Moss Point Tiger defense holds, able to get their hand on the pass there. Swatted down, turnover on downs. The Tigers will start out at their own 48-yard line here with 4 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in this third quarter. A little bit of a gamble there. That one didn't pay off for the Gautier Gators. Midfield, more or less, for Moss Point to go to work at. Gautier Gator defense looking to make a stop here and get the ball back in the hands of their quarterback, Caden Irvin, and see if we can get some points on the board. A quick 3 and out. The Gator defense gave the Tigers when we opened up from halftime, looking to do so again. A little bit of success found again with the running game on the last possession, though, as Moss Point marched back down the field. We do see here as they come out, looks again like it's going to be a Moss Point Tiger timeout, their second of the half, leaving them with one. Gautier with all 3 remaining, 27-14. Here in Jerry Alexander Stadium. Looked like there was a little bit of confusion when Reuben Lee came back out onto the field that time. Fiesel behind him, and a little bit of confusion on who was where and what was going on. So give the Gator defense also a quick second to regroup their thoughts and get honed in on this drive here. A very important drive as we come into the closing minutes of the third quarter and enter the last 12 of the game with the Gators trailing by 2 possessions, really needing the stop here. You do see Larry Simmons, junior wide receiver, up top there. Young man who had several big runs on the last of the drive previously when Moss Point scored. And again, in motion there, they fake the reverse, and it is a keeper by Lee. He is going to be run out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. Scrambles there, should bring it up 5-yard, 6-yard gain, should bring up about a 2nd and 5 here. 4 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. Indeed, it is a 5-yard gain for him. They faked the reverse there. He kept himself. A lot of Gators giving chase, but not able to get him out of bounds until he puts 5 more on the marker. 2nd and 5 here from about the 47-yard line as the Tigers come to the ball. The Gautier defense lined up to stop them. Play clock down to 6 here as Reuben Lee calls for the ball. He rolls out under big pressure, missed the tackle, being trailed from behind, but not before he gets the first down and then some. Brought down at about the 31-yard line on the scramble. Wrapped up for about a 3-yard loss and just could not come away with the tackle. Bounced off 2 or 3 more, and first down for the Moss Point Tigers on what turned into about a 13-yard run there. A very elusive, very talented back is Reuben Lee, senior quarterback for the Moss Point Tigers. And you see there, he's standing somewhere and you think you've got the tackle, and then he's 2 steps away by the time you go to wrap around him. He shows that elusiveness and that speed there. Calls for the ball here, 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. Ball is loose, and the Tigers fumble. Gautier does indeed recover the football, waiting on the final call there. The turnover that Gautier needed with 3 minutes, 26 seconds left in this third quarter. A very big opportunity here that hopefully the Gator offense can capitalize on. A couple of turnovers now for the evening, 2 in the favor of Gautier, 1 for the Moss Point Tigers and what was a strip fumble, but that one did result in a touchdown for the Moss Point Tigers right before we went into the locker room for halftime. So you see the Gautier Gator offense come take the field again after that fumble on the play. Irvin calls for the ball. They look to keep it in the air. He goes deep downfield for Payne, and he has got the ball. It's received. He's got one man to beat who doesn't want to be beat. They're going to lock horns around the 15-yard line. He's going to be officially brought down at the 2. 1st and goal, Gautier Gators, the kind of explosive offense that we have been needing throughout the evening. I did not catch the jersey of the Moss Point defender that sat and did battle with him there within 10 yards of the end zone, but hats off to that young man. He's the only thing that kept those 6 points off the board. Gautier comes out in the same formation they did on the previous drive when Packnett took the direct snap for the score. First and goal here, officially on the 3-yard line. Does Gautier have it? 2 minutes, 47 seconds left in the third quarter. We see the same play again, and it looks like it is in for a touchdown again by Colby Packnett. 2:39 left to go, and it will be 27 Moss Point Tigers, 20 for your Gautier Gators as we come to the line for the extra point, back into a one-possession ball game again. Gautier comes to the line with that explosive offense that they have shown throughout this season so far. That was the question mark coming into the season, and such a thorn in the side of the Gator football program last year was the second half of football games, and especially the fourth quarter. We line up for the extra point here. Snap, the kick is up. The kick is good. 27-21. Gautier Gators trailing by 6 now. I was saying the second half of football games, especially the fourth quarter, a big thorn in the side of the Gator football program. And again, you know, the message from head coach Hyde that completely bought into by the players and the leadership on the team is just that effort and that commitment that it takes to finish. Not taking your foot off the gas, you know, giving it everything you have on every single play from the first to the last whistle of every ball game. And I think you're seeing that culture shift starting to take place in this Gator football program. And just refusing to let go of this game here at Jerry Alexander Stadium in Moss Point. They prepare to kick back off to the Tigers with 2 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in this third quarter, now trailing the Tigers 27-21. Say another beautiful pass by Caden Irving, another great catch and run by Payne, and then just direct snap there again to Colby Packnett, and when he gets the ball in short yardage situations, that's a tough order to fill to stop that young man. And again, the Tiger defense not able to do it as he punches in his second score of the evening. You see everybody lined up now. The whistle blows. The line checked on both sides for Gautier. The kick onside. And we're going to see who we show. Moss Point saying they recovered. It is onside kick. It is indeed recovered by the Moss Point Tigers there. It was Booker with the recovery there. They will take over on the 49-yard line. Again, with what the defense has shown on the last few possessions, save a couple of big runs. I don't blame Coach High there for giving the football at midfield and offering up the chance to give his offense the ball back with the momentum that they had going. So the Gator defense lining up now, trying to stop this Moss Point Tiger offense again. Ruben Lee coming to the field to take the snap there. Matthews, his junior wide receiver, right out there to his side. Those two have had a good connection this evening. Looks like we are going to keep the ball on the ground here for a gain of about 5 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 5 there. They keep it on the ground with the sophomore Lentavius Fizel. A great game that young man has had. I say it again and again, you can't say it enough. Just compact, low, and getting between tackles there. As Lee calls for the ball here, he stumbles off his feet on the pressure there, has to just throw the ball away. He's saying Gators, he tripped up, it looked like a little bit, and then had the Gator defense in his face right there. Now 3rd down and a very long 5, a very short 6 for this Moss Point Tiger offense. The Gator defense doing their job once again. A lot more pressure, a lot more in your face out of the Gautier Gator defense this half than what we saw in the first half. Not giving Ruben Lee the time to situate and look downfield or decide if he's going to run on or keep on the option. You know, just bringing a lot more pressure to him. Again, they keep it on the ground, tripped up there. That's going to be a loss of 2 or 3 on the play. Going to bring up a 4th and 8 situation for the Moss Point Tiger offense. We're going to see what they decide to do here. So very, very long 4th down.
4th down and 8.
4th and 8 here. It looks like the offense stays on the field, at least for the moment. They do try to draw the Gators. No luck. We're going to count down. Moss Point only having one timeout left to go in this half. We'll see if they call it here. Play clock at 8. Not able to get the Gators to move. He does indeed call for the ball. It is a keeper. They put the ball in the air. It is caught by Jaden Matthews, complete down to about the 12-yard line there. The pass is complete. Reuben Lee to Jaden Matthews. I tell you, senior wide receiver, the connection that they have. It's going to be 1st down and 10 now in the red zone from about the 13-yard line. The Moss Point Tigers now have it. Less than a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter, 52 seconds as they're knocking on the door again. They snap the ball. They're going to put it up in the air again, and it is going to be a touchdown, Moss Point Tigers. It was Simmons on the reception there. Simmons from Reuben Lee, 13-yard touchdown pass. Brings the score now to 33 Moss Point, 21 Gautier, as they come to the line to attempt the extra point or the 2-point conversion again. Likely the 2-point conversion again to make this a 35-21 ball game. The Gator defense lines up to try not to allow them to do so. Again, Reuben Lee, just an athlete and a couple of very talented tenured wide receivers at his disposal, and they have come up in clutch situations this evening. You know, I mentioned before they had played by some pretty big penalties throughout the game too, but also been able to make some pretty big things happen on clutch plays. Reuben decides to keep this when it turns around, and he does end up passing. The 2-point conversion is good. It was Matthews with the 2-point conversion. 35 now, Moss Point Tigers. 21 Gautier Gators. 42 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. Pressure coming on to Gautier now, really needing to answer with a touchdown here as we're about to enter this last quarter of play here at Jerry Alexander Stadium. Again, very potent Moss Point defense against a very potent Gautier Gator defense. The second half of this football game looking a lot more like what people anticipated this game would look like, I believe. All things considered, a relatively low score for the first half of this game. But it has been nonstop since the 3rd quarter came into play today. Moss Point getting the ball set to kick back to the Gautier Gator offense. Just under a minute left here in the 3rd quarter, 42 seconds to be exact. Gautier's going to take advantage, try to make something happen here real quick. You see again, whistles blown, getting ready for the kick. Payne and packing it back deep to receive. And the Tigers try a pooch kick of their own. Gautier recovers it, falls on it about the 36-yard line there. He has the ball.
36-yard line where Gautier would take over.
And it was Darrell Ray, sophomore wide receiver, that was able to fall on that kick. 37-yard line, the Gator offense will take over. 37 seconds left to go here in this 3rd quarter, and this back and forth offensive matchup that has been the second half. Gautier comes to the line here. Spread formation. As you see the Tigers in motion like they're going to bring a little bit of pressure. They do. Irvin pushed out of the pocket. He does get the pass off, and the pass is complete to Xavier Payne for the 1st down, and then a little bit more, 24 seconds to go. 1st down, Gautier Gators. They're going to move the chains there. Clock starts, 20 seconds and ticking down, 19 as we're approaching the end of the 3rd quarter here in Moss Point with the score 35-21 Moss Point Tigers. We'll see if Gautier gets this last play off. Indeed, they do call for the ball. There is pressure brought. Irvin gets rid of it. Somehow managed to be brought in there by Packnett as this quarter comes to a close for a gain of about 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 as we come into the 4th quarter, the end of the 3rd. We're going to take a quick break right here and be right back to you, Jerry Alexander Stadium in Moss Point.
and Air, home of the old reliables. How many have you counted today?
11.
As a leader in mortgage lending, First Federal cares about our community, and we'll always have your best interest in mind.
We are committed to the health and safety of our customers and employees.
Providing you the financial services you need is always a priority.
For 65 years, First Federal has overcome economic challenges and natural disasters.
And we're not going anywhere. We're here for you.
We are committed to taking care of our customers and employees because you're always first with us.
Start the fourth quarter play here in Moss Point. Colby Packnett with a catch there. 3-yard gain should bring up about a 3rd and 4 here, 3rd and 3 for the Gautier Gators as we start this fourth quarter, trailing Moss Point Tigers a score of 35-21. Relatively back and forth first half, a couple of big plays for the Tigers. They went into halftime 19-7. Irvin calls for the ball here on 3rd and 3. It is overthrown there. The pass drops incomplete there. Going to bring up a very quick 4th down for the Gautier Gators. And we're going to see what Coach Hyde decides to do here, if he's going to leave the offense on the field for this one again. With the decisions that we've made thus far, I don't see why he would take them off the field now. It doesn't appear that he's going to. 4th down and a very long 3, short 4 to go. And again, going into halftime, 19-7. Gautier, a quick stop after Moss Point takes the kick and a quick score. Back and forth we go. Irvin takes the snap on 4th down. That pass is batted down. Gautier Gators on the field for about 30 seconds worth of play, and the ball is turned over on downs again to the Moss Point Tiger offense, as they will come back out and try to extend the lead here in this fourth quarter. 35-21 with 11:18 to go. They'll start from about the 41-yard line. So again, a lot more back and forth offensive play in this second half. What we expected to see in the first, but did not. Both defenses able to pretty well hold up, give a little bit but not break. As they come to the line, the Moss Point Tigers do, starting on their own 40-yard line. 1st and 10 here. And say they're going to keep it on the ground there, and nothing doing this time. Maybe a gain of 1 for O'Marion Poole, the freshman. His first carry of the evening. Looks like it's good for generous spot. They say 2 yards. Looks like 2nd and 8 here. I know now the chain official gets. Yeah, going to be 2nd and 9. It looks like officially there. As the markers move back, they come to the line here. Gautier defense anticipating the snap. Reuben Lee, as he waits, play clock down to 9 as they're wanting to preserve some time along with this lead. He calls for the snap. They fake the handoff. He keeps it himself. Trudges ahead for about 7 yards there. Going to bring up roughly a 3rd and 3 for the Tigers here with a little bit over 10 minutes left to play in this game. Great weather here in Moss Point tonight. It is indeed a 3rd down and 3. Moss Point, despite several key penalties, several big penalties on critical downs, have managed to flash some very exceptional offense this evening, and currently a 2-possession lead over the Gators, 35-21. Gautier controlling the football well, just not able to get the offense going like they did against Hancock last week. So we look there again, they fake, and he rolls out with the keeper. That pass is going to fall incomplete. Going to bring up a 4th and 3. The pass a little low, not able to be reeled in there. 4th down and 3 for the Moss Point Tigers with 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to play. A little bit surprised that they put the ball in the air right there. Been keeping it on the ground a good bit more, running the clock down, trying to preserve this lead, understanding that the Gautier offense can put points on the board in a matter of seconds from anywhere on the field. They line up here on 4th down, 12 seconds left on the play clock. Clock not ticking, so that not a factor. 7 seconds to go, though, already 1 delay a game. Lee's going to keep it himself And it looks, he's got the first down and some more. There is a flag on the play there. Looks like that's going to be a hold against the Tigers. We'll see the official call here in just a moment. And you have the Gators pointing, back it up, back it up. Because the same thing we saw from up here, it did indeed look like a hold against the Tigers. We're waiting on the official call now. And it is indeed holding against the Tigers downfield there. So they'll step the yardage back off for that one. Still a first down. So even after the penalty yardage, still about 3 yards more than what was needed for the first down. Moss Point 1st and 10 now on about the 44-yard line. 9 minutes, 34 seconds left to play here. They come to the line. Gautier defense looking and ready. Ball is in play. Play clock down to 20 seconds. Clock ticking at 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Again, Moss Point taking time here, trying to preserve the clock, preserve the lead they have over the Gators. As senior Reuben Lee backs up and gets ready to call for the football here with 7 seconds left. He does just that. They do keep it on the ground with Jamarius Brown on the carry there as he bowls his way ahead for about 5 yards on the play. It looks like 2nd and 5 upcoming here for the Tigers. The clock under 9 minutes to play here at Moss Point now. 35-21 your score. 2nd down and 5 indeed it is for the Moss Point offense. And senior Reuben Lee under center. Still accompanied by Brown in the backfield. Again, they're watching the clock. Play clock down to 10. Game clock 8:37. He gets ready to call for the ball here, and he does. Again, they keep it on the ground, but via keeper. No running room here. The Gators not going to let it happen this time. It's going to be no gain, if not a slight loss on the play, and indeed it is a loss. 3rd down and 6 now for the Tigers, but the clock starting to tick, being the real danger for the Gators with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left to play. Play clock at 26 and trailing by 14 points here at Moss Point. 3rd down and 6, and every first down the Tiger offense is able to get, game becomes a little more grim for the Gators. So, but again, defense looking to make a stand here. 7 minutes and 50 seconds. They call for the ball, and it is blown dead. It looks like that is going to be either shift or procedure for the Tigers. And say a wide open receiver downfield, but the play had been blown dead and the Gator defense had long stopped. And it looks like it is a legal procedure on the Tigers. That's going to be 5 more yards. Turn this into a 3rd and 11 now is what we will be looking at. Clock stops at 7:47 in the 4th quarter with the Tigers up by 14. And another penalty on the books here for Moss Point. 3rd down, 11 is the official down and distance from the 46-yard line. Big 3rd down again for the Tigers. They've had a few, and they did indeed get the Gators to move that time. They will get those 5 yards right back.
Looks like the Gators got into the
they did get into the neutral zone there.
5 yards.
So it's going to be back to a 3rd down and 6 that it was on the previous play. Just as we mentioned, the penalties that Moss Point are struggling with. But the Gators have done well tonight and in all games this season as far as giving up the big ones, playing a lot of good, clean football. 3rd and 6 here, 7:15 left to play in the game. Play clock down to 8, and the whistle blows again. And again, illegal procedure on the Tigers. And so we back it up, and we're going to try 3rd and 11 one more time. So from 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 11 to 3rd and 6, now back to 3rd and 11. I mean, hey, I want the ball back, and I want a longer down and distance too, but come on, guys, let them play football. 7 minutes left in the game here, 6:59. Play clock down to 17. Again, time not the friend of Gautier right now. Moss Point probably okay with the penalties just to keep that time ticking away. Play clock down to 5 as Ruben calls for the ball, and he does attempt to pump it downfield. It is complete to Larry Simmons, and he's going to walk into the end zone on what was a 3rd and 6 from the 46-yard line. 46-yard touchdown pass from Reuben Lee to Larry Simmons, the junior wide receiver. Say, heard his name enough tonight as well. Talented receiving core and a very talented quarterback under center for this Moss Point Tiger offense. Gator defense struggling to find an answer for this evening. 6.5 minutes left in play here. The score 41 Moss Point, 21 Gautier Gators as they come to the line for what will assuredly be a 2-point conversion attempt. And indeed they do bring Reuben Lee out, followed in short by Jonathan Thompson Jr. Jonathan Thompson, the junior running back, calls for the ball. They do put it up in the air again. It does fall incomplete. And say 2 conversion attempt, no good. Moss Point sideline irate looking for a flag. Officials not giving one. Larry Simmons was the intended target. The pass falls incomplete there. No good is the attempt. Score 41-21 Moss Point Tigers. 6:34 to go here in this game. Gautier trailing by 20. Not a lot of time to work. So we get the Gator kicking, the receiving team lined up out there. Kicking team comes on for Moss Point. Needing to make something happen in a hurry here, this Gator offense does. If we're going to stay in this one, we need to put points on the board and do so quickly. Again, still a pretty solid outing tonight from both sides of the football. Now, a few spots that been noticed on the defensive side to work on, but again, largely avoided giving up the big plays. Offense has looked pretty solid, only the one strip fumble toward the end of the second half. As we play is live again, play clock down to 20, 6:34 left. The ball is up and it is fielded at about the 30. Return there to about the 43. And that will be where Gautier takes over, 1st and 10 from the 43. That was Roberto Lara on the return there. Gautier takes over here, 1st and 10, 6:26 now to play in the game here at Moss Point. Gautier coming in a hurry to the football, knowing that time is of the essence here and definitely not on our side. Line up, see Xavion Payne to the outside on the bottom, Cumbus up top, Payne in motion on the play. See the other side, Irvin calls for the ball. He turns around, looks for Payne, it's intercepted. Irvin turns around and it's going to be returned for a touchdown there. Intended for Payne, intercepted. Moss Point scores again. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left. That's going to be 47 Moss Point, 21 Gautier Gators. Definitely a timing route there designed for Xavion Payne. Thrown into pretty crowded coverage there. Intercepted and return for the touchdown, the second defensive touchdown that Moss Point has come away with this evening. And I think now tied up in the turnover game. Both of Moss Points, however, capitalized for immediate points. 6:14 left to play here. 47 Moss Point Tigers, 21 Gautier Gators. As they start play here, play clock down to 18 seconds as Moss Point comes to the line. Not too concerned about the delay of game that's likely going to ensue here with the play clock down to 7. 3, 2, and they will get the delay of game here. Delay of game penalty against the Tigers. They'll back it up 5 yards, probably actually what they wanted, giving a little more room for what will likely be a Reuben Lee pass here in a moment for 2. Play starts again. Play clock winding down with 6 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here. Reuben Lee indeed does come to the line. Looks like followed in the backfield by Jonathan Thompson, or is that Fizel? You see in motion you have Chanton Millender. He does bring the ball up and throw there. It is overthrown the intended target, Larry Simmons, just a little bit out of reach for him. You know, Larry Simmons, the junior wide receiver, A little bit over the head there. Moss Point 47, Gautier to 21. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here after the interception for a touchdown just a moment ago. So 2 defensive touchdowns off of turnovers for the Tigers tonight. The Gautier Gator offense prepares to take the field again. Receiving team on the field, a little over 6 minutes left to go. Try to put points back on the board, need to do it in this drive. So Tigers come to the line now in what is a 4-possession lead here for Moss Point. Late substitution there by the Tigers on the kicking team. Whistle blows and it's time to get play started here. 24 seconds on the clock. They check the line. Everybody is ready. Gautier prepared to return the kick. A little bit deeper than the last few. Looks like again Laura going to have a chance to return this one. A little bit more running room to be found this time. And it was Morgan on the return there, not Laura. Aiden Morgan with the return here. And Gautier will take over 1st and 10, about the 49-yard line with 6 minutes and 3 seconds left in the ball game tonight, trailing the Moss Point Tigers 47-21. As the Gator offense does come to the line. Whistle blows, play is started. Play clock at 20 now. Irvin calls for the ball. He gets it. Looking downfield, airs it out, and it is indeed complete to Aaron Phillips. Again, your sophomore wide receiver, A.J. Phillips. So Aaron, talented sophomore coming up through the ranks here, classmate of quarterback. Into the last officials heat timeout, water break timeout, they call it down here. We're thankfully getting closer to a time of year where they're not so much needed. Again, a little breeze blowing through here this evening, quite comfortable in Moss Point tonight. Possibly a little rain coming in, but we'll take that tomorrow for a cool evening of football here tonight. Last heat timeout of the evening, 47-21. The Moss Point Tigers lead the Gautier Gators. 5:51 to go in regulation play here. Great pass completed just a moment ago to A.J. Phillips. Down to the 25-yard line, the Gators have it 1st and 10 now. Needing to do a lot of it in a hurry if we're going to get back in this football game with under 6 left to play. 4 possessions to make up. As you see, they do indeed come to the line. Ball is live, play clock at 23. You see Full in the slot there. He stutters up. Irvin goes downfield. The ball is indeed caught. Touchdown, Gautier Gators. So just like that, like we said a moment ago, while Moss Point was taking time with the clock and trying to control possession, it was Payne again. Xavion Payne just having an amazing year so far. The senior wide receiver, hard to stop. You know, again, put points on you in a hurry. The Gautier offense can. Maybe a little bit too little too late this evening, as it's now 47-27. Moss Point leads with 5 minutes 40 seconds left to go. Almost assuredly an onside kick coming after this. Extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. 47-28 now. And we'll see when Gautier comes to the line, do they indeed attempt the onside kick again, or do they go ahead and kick the ball off to the Tigers? I'm almost assured we have the onside kick coming here. A couple tried tonight already, none successful. You know, one really close. This Gautier kicking team does come out onto the field. Moss Point receiving team not far behind them. You see 5 minutes 39 seconds left in play here. Lining up for the kickoff. Gautier needing the onside kick here, recovered 3 more times over to take lead back in this game with 5 minutes left here in Moss Point. So definitely a lot of heart and a lot of grit shown out of this Gator football program tonight. You know, no quit in these guys regardless of the situation. They keep pounding forward. Again, not a long possession there. Touchdown, putting 7 more on the board, 47-28. As they come to the line, ready to kick this one away. You see Moss Point lined up, expecting, anticipating the onside kick here. And Coach High having to make a last-second substitution. I think we were a little bit heavy on the field of play there. Say ready for play now. Play clock down to 18 seconds. Indeed, it is the onside kick. And we'll see, did it travel the distance? And they say, no, indeed, it did not. So it'll be Moss Point Tiger football. 1st and 10 here at about the 48-yard line. You see the Gator defense again taking the field, lining up. Moss Point offense huddled up there, making a game plan. I'm sure is going to be a lot of keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock moving, the plan for Moss Point at this point in time. So they do come out and line up on the football with the senior quarterback, Xavier Hanford. Look like senior Dedrick McClendon in the backfield with him right now. The ball is snapped. He will get the handoff. He plows his way forward and finds a hold. Tough to take down. Looks like it's going to be 11-yard gain there and a Moss Point Tiger 1st down. 5 minutes and 13 seconds left in play here with the Tigers leading 47-28 over the Gautier Gators. No stop here. They snap the ball. It's going to be a keeper by Lee there. He finds himself a hole. And he plows ahead for another close to 10-yard gain. Another 1st down as Reuben Lee does keep on that one. 4:44 left to play here as they move the chains and get set. Ball's going to be about the 27-yard line. Moss Point threatening again. There's Jamarius Brown in the backfield there with Lee. He calls for the ball. They keep it on the ground with Jamarius Brown. And again, just a tough young man to tackle. He plows ahead for about 3 more. Going to be 2nd and 7 here with just over 4 minutes to play. Indeed, the official down and distance is 2nd and 7. 4 minutes on the clock left here in Moss Point with the Tigers ahead 47-28 over the Gators. Reuben Lee lines up over the ball again, letting the clock tick down. 3 minutes and 45 seconds now. Play clock at 11. You see, probably going to wait until about 5 seconds to snap it. Has been the MO in this quarter. That is indeed what they do. It is indeed a keeper. He finds a hole and is upended in a major way. Not before he gets the 1st down and then more yardage. Have to be careful with your quarterback like that, though, in times like these with a lead like this. Unfortunately, hits like that can stop a young man's season, and I know that's not something the Tigers want, nor do we, as he does move ahead for the 1st down there. Just over 3 minutes left on the clock now. 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Again, they keep it on the ground. Again, it's a keeper from the quarterback. He's run out of bounds about the 3-yard line. Keep rolling there, 2:52 left to go. As the Tigers are knocking on the door with an 8-yard gain there. It's going to be 2nd down and 2 here. 2 minutes and 37 seconds left to play as the Tigers come to the line. Reuben Lee under center, injury timeout. Looks like we have one of the Gators down. We do. And he's going to have to leave the field for this play now. Not going to take the full injury timeout. Clock's going to stop at 2 minutes and 28 seconds. And he's giving the official signal for the top to set the clock back. Play clock back to 25. He's telling them to bump the game clock back up. Everybody coming to the line wondering what's going on. Head official asking for an adjustment on the clock.
He's going to get 40 seconds on the play clock.
Yep, he is indeed telling them. Get the time put back on the play clock. Yeah. And it is reset, counting down. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left here. Sorry for that confusion. Trying to get the play clock reset and get the official time rolling. 2:10 left in the game as Moss Point just letting the time tick away here. 2nd down and 2 from about the 4-yard line. The Tigers have the football and the lead, 47-28 over the Gautier Gators. As Lee does snap, they take the handoff there. Looks like a gain of about.
Morris Brown puts his head down.
Puts head just enough for the first down. So 1st and goal now for the Moss Point Tigers with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to play here in Moss Point. Again, the lead 47-28 over the Gators. Lee takes the snap, Brown takes the handoff, puts his head down, and it gets just enough for the touchdown there. 2 yards out, there is a penalty flag on the play. Yep, and it is against the Tigers. Tonin, personal foul there, so that will back this play up. See the official spot on that one. Again, 47-28 the score. Toning, I believe, the official call on the play there. So from 1st and goal on the 2, we are backed up officially to about the 12 there. Moss Point comes to the line on offense. The clock ticking just under a minute to play. 20 seconds on the play clock, 57 on the game clock as they come to the line here. Goal